Here we go, y'all. Here we go. Oh, I didn't even change the scoreboard. Slacking. Slacking. Who are we watching today? Celtics versus the Magic, baby. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's not where it should be. So it's got to be over here, unfortunately. Saved it probably here. Yeah. Let's do that. Let's do that. Do that. And then scoreboard. Do that. And it's the Celtics are playing the Magic. There we go. There we go. There we go. David said, go Boston. What are you doing, David? What are you doing? David, brother, buddy, big dog. What are you doing? We're rooting for Orlando. Need Orlando to give Boston a whooping here. You want to play the Celtics in the second round? I'd rather see the Celtics get beat up a little bit, extended to 6 games, especially considering the Knicks are going to finish theirs in 5. Right? Knicks are going to finish theirs in 5. David said Julius and Dante showed out. Isn't it beautiful? Isn't it beautiful that Towns can be awesome and that Julius and Dante can be awesome and both sides are happy about it? I loved it. I loved watching them ball out. So happy for Julius. Exercise those playoff demons. Right? It's almost like he's playing with competent players around him and not Elfrid Payton and Nerlens Noel and has 2 good ankles, unlike he did last year, or 2 years ago, actually, that he could actually perform in the playoffs. Crazy how that happens, ain't it? David said, no, Orlando, I want to beat the best of the chip. Hey, man, you're probably going to have to play Cleveland. Not to mention, you're probably going to have to beat OKC, which is the best team in the league. So you going to go through the best. It's going to happen during a finals run. But even if Boston wins, right, which they're likely to win anyway, I still want Orlando to beat them up as much as possible in this first round. Wear them out. Guys are dropping like flies for Boston. Drew Holiday is out. Brown was questionable. Tatum's dealing with the wrist injury. Porzingis has a gash on his head. You know? I'm rooting for more of that. I just need some more of it. We're off and running, by the way. Wagner has it up top being guarded by Horford. Coming to his left off the screen. Porzingis picks him up, dancing with it, walks him down to a mid-range jumper, and he knocks that down. The jumpers from Franz Wagner, I don't know what happened to his jump shot, but it's not good. I'll tell you that. It's not looking good at all. Derek White gets it over to Tatum. Lionel Monas with double Lionel. Who's that? Derek White off a nice pass from Tatum. Listen, man, Orlando having to start Corey Joseph is already rough. It's already a rough existence for Orlando, considering they're already one of the worst three-point shooting teams in recent memory for modern-day basketball. And then you throw in the fact that they go down their starting point guard and have to start Corey Joseph. And there he is, right on cue, knocking down a little mid-range fall-away jumper. You love to see it. David said, hope a wild one happens. I'm with you. I'm with you. You can see I'm already in chill mode. We got our win. We got our win. You know what I mean? So anything else that happens is just icing on the cake. Porzingis up top, a step back 3 with the shot clock winding down. Well short. Tatum with the long rebound, though. Shovels it over to Brown. Brown questionable coming in tonight. Misses his first 3 of the game. There's a loose ball. Corey Joseph comes away with it. Here comes Wagner. Wagner bringing it down. Gets it over to Banchero being guarded by Brown. Banchero's had his way all series long, and he draws a little ticky-tack foul there. Crazy. I don't know how you guys felt, but even in the Lakers-Timberwolves game, like that was a somewhat physical game. But going from the Knicks-Pistons series to these other series and seeing the foul calls that the refs are calling for these other games, I'm like, why do we get the short end of the stick here? Like, why do we have to play in the most physical first-round series out there? And I watch Paolo Banchero get a little ticky-tack foul as he goes along the baseline. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? That's all I want to know. Why is that? Justice's dad said, good to see you seated. No need to pace around. Now we're chilling. We're chilling. We're chilling. We're good. We're good. I wish I could adjust the camera angle, but I really don't want to move it because I have it set exactly where I want it set for Knicks games. That's obviously more important than this right now. I wish I could set it a little bit further down. Maybe in the future we'll have 2 camera setups, but for now we're good here. Horford fires a 3, can't get it to go. Celtics missing some threes. You love to see them missing threes. As his dad said, what's Cat having for his victory meal tonight? What is Karl Anthony Towns having for his victory meal? Well, Josh Hart did tweet something along the lines of like how much he loves Chipotle after a win. So they might just go out and get some Chipotle as a team. I don't know. Had some Chipotle about a week ago. Solid choice. Got some protein in it, depending on the other things you put in it. Could be healthy. Could be decent for you. Tatum misses a pull-up 3, a terrible shot from him. But that's the Celtics game. They're going to jack up these threes. Derek White down the lane, gets caught in the air, almost throws it away. Porzingis goes out to the half-court line to secure it. Now over to Horford. Daniel Berry Sports, what's up, Daniel? Brown's going to fire a 3. A lot of settling for the Celtics so far. Almost nothing downhill for them. Banchero's bringing it down against Derek White, bagging him down, catches, pump fakes, fall away, gets blocked by Derek White. Good defense from him, and then knocked out of bounds by KCP. He's going back to Boston. Just as his dad said, Mitch having chicken legs. Hey, man, he better be having some, like, Robitussin or something, right? He had that cold going into the game. It was a game-time decision. Hopefully he's good moving forward. We only got 1 day off in between these games from now until, if there is even a Game 7, which there won't be, because what does that say? Knicks in 5. I know it's crudely drawn. I did that in MS Paint literally 2 minutes ago, or like 2 minutes before the game started. But and a foul on Franz Wagner as Tatum's trying to bring it down. Susan said Harden and a letter to winning over the Nuggets. For sure. I got the Clippers over the Nuggets for sure. Had that after game 1. I was like, oh, yeah, this Clippers team's that's the team right there. That's the team. I'm rooting for Clippers hard over the Nuggets. I like this Clippers. I like watching Kawhi Leonard play. That's really what it comes down to. When Kawhi Leonard's healthy, he's one of the most fun players, for whatever reason. He's one of the most fun players to watch. Jaylen Brown knocks down a little mid-range jumper in the paint, about 8 feet away. 5-4. Early here. Under 9 to go. Wagner down low to Carter. Throws down a dunk. I'm too busy reading chat. My bad. We're not entirely locked into this game. We're just going to hang out, call this game as it goes on. Porzingis to the basket, a two-handed throwdown. Okay, Porzingis. And just like that, at 7-6, it's a back-and-forth affair after Boston started off as a little slow. Banchero trying to get it going from the perimeter, misses a 3. I don't think either team has hit a 3 so far. Brown's bringing it down, a hesitation move, putting his head down into the basket, gets blocked by Banchero. That's one guy you're not going to be able to out-hustle there, or out-muscle. Banchero on the other end gets to the basket and one over Tatum. There you go, Paolo. There you go, brother. Under 8 to go. Paolo's full welcome to the NBA moment. He said, how come I'm not in the discussion for face of the league? I say that just as Anthony Edwards dropped 43 to beat the Lakers, come back and beat the Lakers. So Banchero's going to the foul line for one more. David Oz Jr., what's up, David? Tibbs picked the menu on the road. That's a rough one then. Oh, you know what? Tibbs is a hefty dude, so he knows all the good eateries. He knows what a good meal entails. C. Tyler, what's up, C. Tyler? Susan said Houston's going down, team too young. Yeah, it's definitely looking that way. I mean, I don't know. They can give them a fight. They can give Golden State a fight. I guess they are giving them a fight, but Steph Curry's just too damn good. Just too damn good. Porzingis down the lane off a nice pick-and-roll pass from Derek White. Gets another two-handed slam from Porzingis. Just as his dad said, the Kawhi Raptor run was unbelievable. That was as Horford blocks Wagner. His right corner three-point attempt. Justice says that the Clippers don't play again until Tuesday. These 2 days off in between games that don't have travel. Like the Knicks had 2 days off between game 3 and game 4. Both of them are in Detroit. Give us 1 day of rest and let's hoop. Anyway, it kind of worked out for the Knicks anyway because they got that extra day of rest, which clearly helped propel them in game 4 because they needed that comeback. Franz Wagner's going to step back for a 3. That's an ugly-looking 3. He's got that hitch in it. I don't know what happened to his shot, but he knocks it down anyway. Franz Wagner, yes, sir. He's swinging around. Jaylen Brown loses the ball. Wagner picks it up. An early 5-point lead for the Magic. You love to see it. I need them to pick up a victory here tonight. No Drew Holiday yet again. Boncaro down the lane against Horford. Can't get it to go. Dad, you didn't like the quiet run in Toronto? I loved it. Especially considering that we were, I don't know about you. I shouldn't say we. But I was rooting against the Warriors dynasty at that point because at that point they're the dynasty, and you always root against the top people to fall, right? It was unfortunate that KD got hurt, unfortunate that Klay got hurt, but hey, man, chips fall where they are. Their run started on 2 major injuries to Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving during their first championship run, and their dynasty ended on 2 major injuries to Durant and Klay Thompson. Crazy how the cookie crumbles. Tay Cowboys, what's up, Tay? Kwame Robinson, what's up, Kwame? I hope Orlando knocks off Boston. At least give them a good series, At least give them a good series. MBM, what's up, MBM? David Haas Jr. said, hey, Tobias Harris, New York Daddy 2 years in a row. Yeah, I mean, look, man, I tip my cap to Tobias Harris. He's played significantly better than I thought he was going to end up playing in the series, right? I've been talking trash on Tobias Harris all series long. And, he had a good game today, especially in that third quarter. He was the catalyst for helping bring the Pistons back. MBM said, appreciate the love. I appreciate the positivity, MBM. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming in and hanging out. Just as Dad said, Katie hadn't joined up then. He wasn't on the initial run. The timeline of when KD joined the Warriors is the first year the Warriors made the finals run. They played against LeBron and the Cavs, and that was the year where Kyrie gets hurt. I think he got hurt in game 1, and then he was out. And then, or maybe it was before that. But Kevin Love gets hurt in the conference finals against the Celtics, or maybe it was the second round. But he gets hurt against the Celtics. Kelly Olynyk pulls his arm out of his socket. So LeBron ends up playing in the finals without Kyrie Irving and without Kevin Love and pushes that to 6 games, and he was absolutely ridiculous. That was the finals in which they gave Andre Iguodala the finals MVP because he locked it down LeBron, even though LeBron averaged like 35, 10, and 9 in that series or something ridiculous like that. And then the Warriors ended up winning that championship. And then the following year, the Warriors go 73-9, breaking the Chicago Bulls win record. And that's the magical 3-1 comeback that LeBron and the Cavs and Kyrie and Kevin Love got against that Warriors team in the finals. They come back down from 3-1 to win the finals. And then after that season is when Kevin Durant joined. So the Warriors go 1-1 in the finals 2 years in a row. And then they go and get Kevin Durant, and then everything's history from there. Just as that said, I don't remember KD versus Kawhi. KD got hurt. KD was hurt that whole playoff run. He had remember he hurt his calf in the Clippers series. I think it was the Clippers series. Re-aggravates it in the Houston series. And then by the time they get to the finals, they're like, I don't know if KD's going to be able to play. The Warriors organization and the players on the Warriors kind of put the pressure on KD to come out and play because it's the finals, dude. You got to leave it all on the court. We're trying to go for 3 in a row. You got to come back, KD. They kind of put the pressure on him. He comes back a little bit earlier than he should. And then that's when he ends up tearing his Achilles. And he's done for a year and a half. Hey, Cowboys said Iggy did lock down LeBron to a measly 35, 10, and 9, or whatever it was in that playoff series. LeBron was ridiculous. He was so good that people were like, hey, man, I know the Cavs lost, but we should probably give this dude LeBron the Finals MVP anyway. First time would have happened since Jerry West. You give the loser of the Finals the Finals MVP. That's how good he was. That's how good he was. They lost, and they were like, hey, man, give this dude the trophy anyway. He deserved it. This is 1-on-5 out here. He was playing with Matthew Dellavedova and Timofey Mozgov, and they were hooping on the Warriors. Just didn't have enough. Corey Joseph knocked down a nice little floater. Oops. It is not the second quarter. Hattie, what's up, Hattie? Robert, what's up, Robert? Magic in 7. Will upset the Celtics? We're rooting for it. We're for sure rooting for it. Magic forced a nice miss from the Celtics. Banchero has it. He's going to settle for a pull-up three as Porzingis dares him to shoot, and Banchero makes him pay. Knocking down the 3, an 8-point lead for the Magic here halfway through the first quarter. Now, big leads like this don't matter because the Celtics can go to magnet ball and just start spraying down threes, but Horford with a nice lob to Porzingis. All right. Big task. Did I put you on timeout? What did I do? I have no idea. It was probably an automatic timeout, Big task. My bad. But I have an automatic bot that has banned stuff that can be said, it can be talked about. And if you accidentally say one of those things, the bot may come get you, brother. But it's never permanent. Never permanent. Justice's dad said, hopefully a quadruple overtime here. Yeah, man. Quintuple overtime. Hoping for it, man. Hoping for it. Tay said, I thought Tatum was injured. He was injured. He missed one game, but he missed game 2, played in game 3, and in game 3 he was very good. 36 points for him. And yeah, he's back. He's back. Hurt his wrist. Apparently it's fine. Maybe just a sprained wrist. He could play through it. But doesn't seem to be impacting his game all that much. Banchero has it up top. He's looking to attack. Loses the ball. Anthony Black picks it up, kicks it out to Caleb Houston. You got to get a shot up there, Caleb Houston. They get it back to Banchero, being guarded by Brown. This is 1-on-5. No Franz Wagner out there. It becomes 1-on-5. Banchero, mid-range pull-up jumper, can't get it to go. Loose ball. Brown able to pick it up. Forgot to give Tatum his and-1. He got an and-1 on the previous possession. A pull-up 3 now from him, and he knocks that down. Get 3 points to the wrong side. It's now tied at 18, just like that. They built up a nice 8-point lead, and then just like that, Boston comes right back in and ties it up. Shot Collins, what's up, Shot Collins? Knicks still in 5? Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir. I'm going to start utilizing this as my MS Paint. I'm just going to start writing stuff up there. Payne Pritchard has checked in. He's kind of been... I haven't seen every possession of this series. And Sam Hauser knocks down his first shot of the whole series. He hasn't knocked down a shot the whole series. Just knocked down a corner 3 there off a nice relocation from the Payton Pritchard paint attack. And an 11-0 run for the Celtics. And Anthony Black just breaks that by knocking down a tough and-1. 21-20, both teams going back and forth now. Under 4 minutes to go. Robert said, Knicks in 5, baby, back in our crib on MSG. Absolutely. World's most famous arena, as Tatum misses a 3, is a beautiful place to close out a series in 5 games, right? Close it out at home. Black driving it down in the lane. Pump fakes. Got to get it out to somebody. Almost throws it away. Able to save it out to Gary Harris. Get it over to Houston. Houston kicks it out. Banchero wide open for a 3. The pass was off. He's got to go to the floor to pick it up. That's the beauty in having to make an on-point pass. It's the beauty of having a true point guard out there to get the guy a ball in his shooting pocket. Banchero having to go to his feet to pick up that rebound. To pick up that pass. Horford has it in the post. Being guarded by Houston. Horford just muscling his way down the paint and knocks down a little hook shot. Horford should not be this old and this good, man. He should not be this old and this good. Zero Tolerance Bully, Kenna, what's up, Zero? Still checked in all the way from Jamaica, my brother, still here. Appreciate you, Zero, appreciate you. This is simultaneously a celebratory stream for that crazy Knicks victory and also a spy on the Knicks' next round opponent. With the Knicks going up 3-1, 95% of the time in the first round where a team goes up 3-1, they end up pulling out that series. That stat may just be about the playoffs overall, but 95% of the time when a team goes up 3-1, they win the series. With that being said, we're now checking out the rival, the opponent. We're hoping that Orlando can push this to a Game 6, as the series is at 2-1 right now with Boston leading. This game is in Orlando, so Orlando should have some home cooking going for them, but Ernest Cash, what's up, Ernest? Justice's dad said, burn it digitally into the screen. I wish I could, I guess I could duplicate that screen and then just draw stuff here. Or maybe if I had a pad, and I could draw my pad. Or if I upgrade my phone and get rid of this ugly iPhone I have. I hate the iPhone. If I get rid of the iPhone and get a Galaxy Note or something, connect it to the computer, and then do it from my phone. Some behind-the-scenes production stuff. Just stuff that goes through my mind. It's like, all right, how do I make that a permanent thing that we can mess with? Justice's dad said, at Florida 20 years ago, Horford. Yeah, man. Yeah. Al Horford, still doing it. Still doing it. Was doing it in college. Did it early in his NBA career with Atlanta. Bounced around a little bit. Still doing it with Boston. He's kind of the linchpin of this team, man. Kind of the linchpin of this team. We should also mention RIP to once a Knick, always a Knick, Knick legend. Dick Barnett passed away today. It was announced. So RIP to him. Mark, what's up, Mark? AP, what's up, AP? Mark said the amount of Detroit tears. It's been flooding social media everywhere. If you check any social media account about sports, anything you have where you can check a fan base's reaction, Detroit is in absolute shambles. Look, man, to not be in the playoffs for as long as Detroit hasn't been in the playoffs, and at least have like a legit fun team to watch in the playoffs, to come out and have to play in this series and go through the ebbs and flows of this is rough. It's rough. I'm gonna give them a little bit of a pass. But you know, the Knicks have been through these battles, man. Last year against Philly in the first round, 2 versus 7. Literally almost this exact series. Knicks go up 3-1 against Philly. They end up losing Game 5 at home, and they have to go back to Philly. Thankfully, they won it in Game 6. But, I mean, that series was crazy. It came down to the end where there were, you know, missed calls, non-calls, all of the things, you know? Susan said Tatum can't play all 4 quarters. They have more G League players waiting behind the scenes. Boston's depth is crazy. The fact that they made Luke Cornett an actual legit viable role player is crazy to me. You know? AP said RIP, I heard, yeah. Yeah. David Oz Jr. said Jalen Rose crying the most. That's how the cookie crumbles, man. That's how it goes. Boncaro split his free throws. 23-21. It's a 2-point game. Tatum backing down Anthony Black using his size and his strength. Little fall-away jumper. Gets it to go. Zero Tolerance said, who was Allen Houston cheering for today? I heard he was in the house. Definitely the Knicks. He literally works for the Knicks organization. And Detroit doesn't claim Allen Houston. Detroit doesn't like that Allen Houston signed with the Knicks away from Houston. Definitely rooting for the Knicks. He literally works for the organization. He's definitely rooting for the Knicks. Tatum coming to his left across the lane. Little fall-away jumper again. Kornet with the offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Hauser. Hauser, a deep straightaway three. And when it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. Hauser, 2 threes. His literal first 2 baskets of the series. It's game 4, y'all, by the way. Oh, man. Boncaro down the lane gets fouled by Boncaro. And again, Boncaro down the lane gets fouled by Hauser. And again, watching this game is crazy because of the little touch fouls. Like, they're actually calling fouls, whereas we have to win a legit wrestling match. We have to win an MMA, a sanctioned UFC match in order to pull out a victory against Detroit. It's crazy. Crazy. David said, Pat Ewing hugging Reggie Miller the other night put me to tears. Hey, man, if they buried a hatchet, you should be able to bury the hatchet. Justice Dad said, Lakers just lost. The Lakers just lost. They were the game right after the Knicks, and Anthony Edwards put up 43. Julius Randle poured in 25, and Minnesota was able to come out with the win. 3-point game, 116 to 113, I believe. We can go through the box score. We can go through it. Mark said they called a ton of fouls in the Lakers game too. It's just crazy. The juxtaposition of watching that Knicks game and then watching these other series, and it's like, what? What happened to calling foul? What happened to not calling fouls again? Tatum being guarded by Gary Harris. Harris is too small, so Tatum's going to fall away from him along the baseline, and of course he splashes it. Of course he splashes it. Tatum's been incredible. What wrist injury? What wrist injury? Franz Wagner checks back in. He picked up 2 early fouls. Boncaro knocks down a 3. Okay, he knocked down 3s the other night, and that was literally the only reason they were able to pull out that 2-point victory. Pritchard has it up top, dancing with it. We're under a minute to go. That gets back to Tatum. Tatum's been on fire. Back out to Pritchard. He's going to line up a deep straightaway 3. Kornet back taps it, tries to get it out to the Celtics, but Anthony Black ends up with it. Jonathan Isaac just didn't even come out and close out on Pritchard. He said, go ahead, shoot it, dog. You've been off all series long. We're not worried about you. Franz Wagner's going to drive it down on Kornet now. Flips it up the basket. Well contested from Kornet. And a loose ball foul in the Celtics. Fighting for the rebound. It's a 5-point game. 30 seconds to go. Pretty good. Pretty solid. Zero tolerance said Jaylen Brown will win the rep, so they're going to keep it calm. Don't want them to fight it out. What happened to keeping it calm against the Knicks versus the Pistons? It's been a far more feisty series, Knicks versus Pistons. Tempers have been flaring against those 2 teams. I wish the refs would take that approach to the Knicks-Pistons series. Start calling some dang fouls. How about some moving screens? Can we call some of those? Orlando's in the bonus to end the first quarter here. So Jonathan Isaac at the foul line. He knocks down the first one. He's got one more coming. Kevin K, what's up, Kev? Hugs, not hunts, yeah. Lionel Mona said LeBron is a game away from retirement. What do you think? I doubt it. Not when you have Luka Doncic on your team, brother. He bought LeBron another 2 years. Another 2-year run. And at the level he's playing at, the Lakers are going to have to pay him. You know, if they lose LeBron, the Lakers have almost nothing. It's Luka, Reeves, and a bunch of who? That guy's on the team still? You know? Like, they may not even be a playoff team if LeBron retires. So he's going to come back because the Lakers have no choice but to pay him right now. No choice but to pay him. Porzingis gets fouled going down the lane. But he got fouled on the floor. David said, I want the Heat to get 1 game. 1 game would be nice. 1 game would be nice. Don't go out sad, I think is the goal for the Miami Heat. MBM said, nice start for the Magic. It is a nice start for the Magic. It's a 3-point game. I mean, they've kept these games close for the most part. Derek White gets down the lane and knocks down a floater. Shot clock is off. Going down to the basket. Anthony Black all the way to the rim. Scoop play with the right hand, and he gets it to go down. Anthony Black got a little bit of Josh Hart in him, not going to lie. I like it. I like Anthony Black a lot. AP said Adam Silver has special rules for the Knicks. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're the commissioner, man, it's always been that way. MEM said Magic are not scared of Boston. No, I don't think you can play Boston scared. If you do, you don't belong in the playoffs. You got to get up out of there. Orlando's playing them tough. They're definitely playing them tough. They're without Jalen Suggs. They're without Mo Wagner, their sixth man. I mean, he would have been in the running for sixth man of the year. He was having a great season, a rejuvenated season, kind of saved his career with the kind of season he's having in Orlando. He's been fantastic for them. Losing him and Jalen Suggs for a team that was already hovering around above average was a killer for them. And then obviously the extended missed time for Banchero and Franz Wagner is why they ended up as the 7th seed and in the play-in and not as a top 5 seed, or a top 6 seed, I should say, at least. Kevin K said, how old is LeBron? LeBron is 40 years old, Kev. 40. 4-0. Roger G. Wall said, when is Embiid retiring? When he is no longer being offered a max contract. Considering he just got rewarded with a 5-year extension, max extension on his contract, probably going to be in the NBA another 5 years. Now, whether he plays, how often he plays, and how much he plays, who knows? But that man will be in the NBA collecting his money. He will not be retiring and foregoing that at all. Just as his dad said, Heat losing by 30, kind of been the story for them. Going out sad. MBM said AB is a solid player. Oh, Anthony Black? I was like, who's AB? Anthony Black? Yeah, I like Anthony Black a lot. Obviously needs to be a better jump shooter and kind of a better perimeter player overall. Better handle. He's already got the defense. Can finish at the basket using his athleticism and size. But the ball handling has to be better. Some more guard instincts overall. He's obviously not a natural point guard, but being an off guard that can handle the ball and play make is very valuable around the league. He could also play some defense. So if he can get that three-point shot to somewhat respect, like even Josh Hart levels is what I'm looking at. Big Rud, what's up, Big Rud? MBM said Cavs look comfortable. Cavs look completely unstressed. There's nothing that's bothering the Cavs right now. AP said, yes, truly believe Adam Silver is a Knick hater like David Stern was. It's crazy because isn't Silver from New York? It's crazy. It might be, hold on, let me look it up before I misspeak. I have the internet at my fingertips. I can literally just look it up. We're also starting the second quarter now. Yeah, he's from New York. So it might be the thing where you don't want to show your bias so much that you go the complete other way. You're like, no, I'm not biased against the Knicks. Here, look, I screwed the Knicks over. I never moved them up in the draft. So, Mark said Bucks or Pacers tonight. Pacers. Just that is a miserable series. I don't know if you guys have watched any of it. Outside of Giannis, the Bucks are unwatchable. I'm rooting for the Pacers and that series in 4. Go play the Cavs as soon as possible and start an actual fun basketball series. He said, yeah, both of those bums are from New York. Oh, my goodness. Franz Wagner with a nice lob to Jonathan Isaac. Back to a one-point game. Shot Collins said Bucks. I mean, I would like to say, no, extend the series, more basketball, but I truly have not had any fun whatsoever as Derek White draws the foul and gets an and one. I've had zero fun watching Bucks Pacers. Outside of like a couple of interactions between Dame and Halliburton and the just absolute brilliance of Giannis, I haven't really had fun at all watching that series. So that series could end in 4 for all I care. NBM, LGM, let's go Mets. Got all the Mets, man. Shot caller said, do I live in New York? I live in Jersey, brother. Cross the river. Cross the river. Derek White knocks down his and one free throw. Cole Anthony has checked in. You need Cole Anthony to get something going. When Cole Anthony plays well offensively, Jonathan Isaac, what are you doing out there, buddy? What are you doing? Loose ball situation. Celtics dive on it. They get another possession. Call the timeout. Zero Tolerance said, Cat could do whatever he wants after today. I will never cuss him out again. I'm a Cat fan after today. F. Julius. Nah, you don't have to F. Julius just to praise Cat. Julius also hooped today. Shout out Julius, man. Shout out Julius. 5 years here where he worked his butt off to pull us out of the mud. He did his job. He did his thing. Couldn't get us over the hump. Got hurt last year. It is what it is. We moved on. He moved on. Both players hooping out in the playoffs right now, which is great. Great. Mark said, hey, Indy. I do too, but Indy versus Cleveland in a second-round matchup is much more fun than Cleveland versus Milwaukee in a second-round matchup. AB said North Jersey or South Jersey? North Jersey. I'm literally right across the road. I could be in New York in 30 minutes. It's really not a problem. Literally go there all the time. Literally right there. AB said, yeah, Milwaukee completely ruined their team with that trade. Rough trade. Rough trade. I mean, I get feeling like, oh, no, we can go get Dame. Dame's awesome. But not having some level of insurance that Holiday wasn't going to end up on a rival team feels like something they should have explored in questioning when dealing with the Blazers for that trade. And I get at the end of the day, they're like, hey, man, we can still beat Boston even if they trade for Jrue Holiday because we got Damian Lillard. Like, and I know you're more worried about your team than you are about the teams around you, and you're just looking to upgrade your team. But if you just told me, if we go back before the trade was made, you told me Milwaukee's going to get Damian Lillard, but Jrue Holiday is going to end up in Boston. Like, if that were a 3-team trade, if you're Milwaukee and you're like, no, Jrue Holiday can't end up in Boston, you would decline the trade. You'd be like, that can't happen. To not have some level of insurance that literally like a week or two after the Lillard trade, Jrue Holiday doesn't end up in Boston, just feels like front office malpractice. You just ruined your chances of winning a championship because now you're nowhere near Boston. Milwaukee is nowhere near challenging Boston. And after you make the Damian Lillard trade, you have no more avenues to improve your team. To the point where you trade Chris Middleton for Kyle freaking Kuzma, who's awful. He's an awful basketball player. I mean, said we're not holding that against you. Jersey cool. Jersey's cool, man. Jersey's all right. Jersey's all right. Definitely little brother. I like being little brother, though. I like being the little brother. Chuds' dad, when I see Randall bringing the ball up for them, I laugh because of our pain from him. Julius was great when he didn't have to be the best player on the team. Right? The years he got to play with Brunson, as Brunson was ascending, the year and a half that he got to play with JB, you saw the best version of Julius Randle, you know? Cole Anthony forced to foul Kristaps Porzingis. He got mismatched with him. 25-26. What's good? What's good, 25-26? I didn't realize you weren't in here yet. What's poppin', my guy? Chris Rowe, what's up, Chris? David, what's up, David? Cat is from Jersey. Cat is from Jersey. Shaq is technically from Jersey. We got some stars. Got some stars from Jersey. Naj Reed from Jersey. Kyle Anderson from Jersey. I hooped with Kyle Anderson once. He came to the park I was hooping at in high school, and he showed up. Literally played like 2 possessions before somebody from St. Anthony's came over and was like, bro, you can't be playing pickup basketball in the park. What the hell are you doing? You're going to be an NBA player. Like, you can't accidentally get hurt playing pickup basketball with a bunch of scrubs in the park. I was like, damn, scrubs? But he was right. He was right. My man Kyle Anderson, like 6'9", hooping against us normies. He played like 2 possessions before somebody came and got his butt out of there. Chris Rose said, let's get those likes up, living in Boston, yelling, let's go, Knicks. Appreciate you, Chris, right? Putting in the work, brother. Putting in the work. Abe said, I just don't like New Jersey drivers. And Jersey drivers say the same thing about New York drivers. And I'm going to be honest with you, AP. I don't like any driver from anywhere. Everybody else on the road doesn't know how to drive when I'm driving. So I don't think it's a Jersey thing. I blame everybody. I've never met somebody on the road where I was like, hey, that's a good, safe driver right there. Nobody is capable of driving at the level that I'm capable of driving. You know? Shot Collins said, I've never been to New York or Jersey. I live in Arkansas. Hey, man, I appreciate you being a Knicks fan then. Appreciate you, Shot Collins. It's 37-31. Brown down the lane, hangs in the air, misses a layup. Misses a layup. Come on, Orlando. Franz Wagner's in the game. Banchero's on the bench. No, there he is. Banchero is on the court. Mid-range pull-up jumper from him. Can't get it to go. Porzingis with the rebound. Quick outlet to Brown. Brown one man to beat. It's a 2-on-1. They get it over to Derek White. Almost turns it over. They do turn it over. Banchero picks it up. Bringing it down. Banchero to the basket. Leaves it off for Wagner. Puts up the floater. Gets it to go. Beautiful move. Nice and calm. Didn't force it. Susan said, did you watch the last Bucks game? You were wrong. The Bucks still lost that game, Susan. They lost that game. So. Porzingis, another pick and roll. Another easy layup for Porzingis. The perimeter shot not going down, but you're getting the layups. Justice's dad said, do you take the new bridge ever? No. No. You either take the Holland Tunnel or you take the PATH train into the city. If you're driving there, you usually take the Holland Tunnel, or if you're not driving there, you just take the PATH train into the city. So. Davey said Jalen Brunson, Kyrie Irving, New Jersey, New Jerseyans. We got some dudes. We got some dudes from Jersey. Davey said, I've been driving since 99. I don't even know if I was walking by 99, AP. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie, brother. I probably was. Right? When do you start walking? What age? Susan said, I'm not saying anything. The Bucks are winning tonight. The other players have to come alive. Yeah, they do, because Giannis is doing his job. It's everybody else, Susan. It's everybody else. Porzingis finally knocks down a 3. And now it's a 9-point deficit for Orlando. This might get ugly. This might get ugly. Robin Troll, what's up, Robin? Avi said, my siblings are in New Jersey. I was the only child born in New York. And you can hang it over them forever. MBM said Greek has a help wanted sign up. He might have on a bathroom break, be back in 5 minutes sign coming up soon. He might be asking out. Might be. I mean, look, man, he might be the first foreign-born player to demand a trade. Right? He might be the first-born foreign-born superstar to demand the trade. Because there are really no avenues for Milwaukee to improve their team outside of blow it up, start over, recoup some assets. They have no more picks after the Dame trade. Didn't they trade a first-round pick for Kuzma? So they're not doing so hot. So you said gonna owe me a hey after the Bucks win tonight. Pacers in 4, man. Get Milwaukee out of there. I don't find them fun or entertaining to watch. Giannis is the only fun and entertaining player. But outside of them, I got nothing. I got nothing for them. AV said 2, maybe 3. Yeah, maybe I was walking. Maybe not. I don't know. By the time you were driving. AP said the greed becomes available, Leon has to make the call. But what's the package, though? That's the issue. What's the package? What if it's OG and Towns? OG Bridge, but you don't have picks. Every other team could outpick you, so it's not gonna go to the Knicks. Unfortunately, it's not gonna go to the Knicks because they can put together the money. They can do OG, Bridges, and whatever first round picks they have. I think they're gonna have another first round pick available to them, so they're gonna have 2, and then maybe you throw in some swaps if you have swaps available. I don't even know what they have available. I don't. So. Because obviously you'd want to keep Towns. You're obviously going to keep Brunson. And you'd want to throw Giannis in there. But look, even if you do that, the Knicks are still in the same situation where they have no depth. You know? We're literally watching a team with no depth. Now, adding Giannis to this group makes it crazy. But you know. Kevin K said I was eating at a high chair in 67. Y'all are old. I'm sure Leon would make a call AP. They're just not going to outbid somebody like Houston, who has all the young players and all the picks available to them. Who else would make a call? Houston's one of them. I'm sure San Antonio would pick up the phone and be like, hey, man, Giannis and Wemby? That's kind of crazy, right? Does Denver have assets? I mean, they could give him Michael Porter Jr. I don't know what kind of pick stash they have remaining, but all the picks in the world. Try to keep Jokic around and happy. Paolo knocks down a mid-range jumper. Come on, Orlando. Make another run. Get back into it. Just as his dad said, Giannis is going to want to go somewhere, right? He has said some very cryptic things along the lines of Paolo step back 3. Comes up short, gets his own rebound. Mid-range pull-up jumper. Gets that one to go. Giannis has said some very cryptic things along the lines of Orlando comes up with this deal. All right. Giannis has said things along the lines of like, I play to win basketball games, wherever that may be. He said things along the lines of that, where it's like, what are you saying? Like if like you are definitely open to leaving Milwaukee, is that what you're saying? Like if they need to obviously blow it up and rebuild to recoup some assets, are you saying that you are very much open to being traded? Is that what you're saying? You know? Jaylen Brown knocks down a layup. So, he's been very complimentary of the Knicks. I'm sure he would have loved to be a Knick. As Boncaro, nice cut to the basket. Gets a nice hard foul from Porzingis, and Franz Wagner claps it up. That's a good, hard, strong foul from Porzingis. Slaps down at the ball. Got a lot of arm, but a lot of ball too. Across the shoulder. In the regular season, that's a flagrant. This is playoff basketball right here. Robin said, I have to confess Steph Curry to the Knicks. Never happening. Never happening. He's either going to retire a Warrior or a Hornet. He'll maybe give the Hornets 1 year, maybe 2. during like a retirement tour or something, just because he's from Charlotte, he ain't never come to the Knicks. That ship has sailed a long, long time ago. Justice's dad said, I feel like Embiid is going to retire. He's not going to retire when he just signed a 5-year extension to Justice's dad. He will grit it out and collect those paychecks, whether he plays or not. He will collect those paychecks. That is guaranteed money for him, man. Maybe said the Lakers are going to trade LeBron for him. Well, LeBron is probably going to... He's got a no-trade clause, and he's probably going to get another one during his next contract. Because he's goddamn LeBron James. Wagner splits a pair of free throws. 44-38, a 6-point game. AP said, you should do a show in blue and red 3D. That room will pop out. I don't even know how to do that, though. I don't even know how to do that. They call an illegal screen from Porzingis? An illegal Gortat screen? Is that what they called? A referee actually called an illegal screen after watching Detroit versus Knicks. You would have thought that was impossible for an official to call a moving screen. Justice's dad said, what happened to the Wagner brother? He's hurt too. Mo Wagner? Franz Wagner is playing, the all-star level brother. Mo Wagner, the 6'11" big man who comes off the bench for them, yeah, he's out. I believe he tore his ACL. So he's been out all season. Probably won't start next season healthy, but should be ready to go at some point next season. And he was great for them. He would have been, if he obviously played enough games and finished out the season, he would have been in the running for Sixth Man of the Year. He was great. He was great for them all year long. NBM said, if Dallas got rid of their superstar for a straight up, I mean, you can't take the idiocy of one general manager in one franchise and push that agenda on the other franchise. You know? This has been a generational malpractice run from Dallas's organization that we may never see again in the NBA. To trade your 25-year-old superstar who makes you probably in revenue $1 billion just off of merchandise and jersey sales and all of the things that come with having a generational superstar, all the TV money because you're going to be on national TV all the time, even if your team is bad, just because obviously people want to watch Luka. To literally give that up, you lost out on so much money, number one, and number two, you probably shortened your window from a 5-year championship run window to a 2 or 3 year championship run window. Unsuccessful challenge for Boston. They challenged the illegal Porzingis screening. They lost their challenge. Can someone look up Game 3 of the Bucks, please? I think that's on later tonight. Susan, I think that's on later tonight. Yeah, that's a 9:30 game tonight on TNT. They call a charge on Banchero. It's 44-38. Am I live? I'm still live. Justice's dad said, JB, in moments like that, you got to take a breath, relax, make sure I was mentally ready to go back into the game because I was going back in the game, regardless if I was stumbling or not. I mean, JB's just got that dog in him. He's got that dog in him. There's something different about that dude, man. Really. It really is. That man is a sicko. The basketball sicko. Banchero trying to guard Tatum, one-legged fall-away jumper in the paint. Comes up short, but gets a nice friendly bounce as he gets to the drop down. 8-point lead for Boston again. 46-38, 5 minutes to go. A little over 5 minutes to go. Wendell Carter Jr. on the right wing, hands it off to Banchero. Banchero dancing around the screen, coming to his right. Stops, steps back, pump fakes, leans in. Being guarded by Derek White, forced to kick it out to Wagner. A straightaway three from him, a deep one. Off the side of the rim, can't get it to go. AP said, I would love to know the true story behind the trade. Why to the Lakers? Luka got traded for a broken car. It's a really good car. It's a really nice car. But I think ultimately the true story behind it is that KCP actually hit a three, y'all. And very maligned. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. He's been rough all season for the Magic, and very much so in the playoffs as Derek White throws it away. But I think ultimately what the true story comes down behind that Luka trade is that Nico Harrison absolutely did not like Luka Doncic at all. I think it was a personal vendetta, and I think once they got Mark Cuban up out of there, it allowed the floodgates to open for Nico Harrison to sneak in there and get rid of Luka Doncic because he really did not like that man at all. Franz Wagner, by the way, got a nice tough layup in the paint. It's a loose ball. KCP picks it up. He's going to bring it down now. 46-43. It's a three-point game. Take it out. Corey Joseph, a three. Tie ball game. All right. Here comes Orlando. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Orlando. Shot Collins said, who do you want to play next round, Celtics or the Magic? Well, I'd love to play the Magic just because I think it would be an easier series because they're an injured team and not nearly as good as the Celtics. They're little reigning champions, one of the best teams in the league. As the Celtics miss another shot, Horford can't save it. It goes out of bounds. Ball going back to the Magic here. In a tie ball game, they could retake the lead. But I'd love to play the Magic, but that's very unlikely to happen as Boncaro to the basket gets the lefty layup that goes. They retake the lead. Oh, snap. Here comes Orlando. So I think at least what I would want is at least a 6-game series. So I need Orlando to win here tonight. That'd be great. Be great. Mark said an ESPN 30 for 30 will come out in a few years on it. Them 30 for 30s have been trash. Oh, Corey Joseph comes up with a steal. KCP behind the back. Over to Wendell Carter. Can't get the layup to go. Grabs his own offensive rebound. You got to get one of those to go down. They throw it away to Tatum. Ay, Orlando, what are you doing? Wendell Carter, you got to get one of those to go down. And on the other end, the Celtics got a layup. Abe said he's got to be the most hated man in Dallas. Hey, man. JP, what's up, JP? Do you think Knicks win it in 5? Right there, JP. Knicks in 5, brother. Knicks in 5. I've said it before the playoffs started. I said it at the All-Star break. I said it before the season started. I said it at the start of the playoffs. I said it after game 1. I said it after game 2. I said it after game 3. And I say it again here after game 4. Knicks in 5. Horford down low gets the layup to go over Franz. Just like that. Back up by 2. Justice's dad said, Lakers getting bounced will vindicate Dallas's GM. I don't know, man. Dallas didn't even make the playoffs after the trade, so what is that going to say? I don't think they give a damn what happens to the Lakers right now. Because in 5 years, Luka will be 30 in his prime, and Anthony Davis will be geriatric, 37 years old, and not able to carry the franchise anymore. Might not even be on Dallas at that point. Luka will absolutely still be with the Lakers, though. Jaylen Brown misses a layup at the basket. Corey Joseph has it up top. Over a minute to go. Gets by the defense, kicks it out. Wendell Carter Jr. mid-range jumper, well short. Come on, Wendell. Gotta get one of those to go. Kwame Robertson, bring on Boston. Or Orlando. Keep hope alive, or Orlando. Orlando's making it tough for them. It's a 2-point game, 50-48, under a minute to go. Tatum crosses over. Gets fouled by Corey Joseph. Robin said, are you going to get Bucks or Pacers? Pacers. Just get that series over with. Probably the outside of Cleveland, Miami, the most uninteresting, and OKC, Memphis, but outside of those two series, which is a 1 versus 8, the most uninteresting 4-5 NBA matchup I think I've ever seen. Just so uninteresting. So bad. Don't like that series at all. Don't find it entertaining one bit. Tatum splits the defense, loses it. Cornette able to pick it up, kicks it out to Pritchard for a 3. Well short. Tatum with the offensive rebound. Gets blocked at the basket by Wendell Carter. And the Magic able to pick it up. Defense leading the offense. Now you got to push it the other way and find an easy basket to kick it out to Boncaro. Boncaro down the lane. Euro steps to the basket. Gets stripped. Out of bounds off of Boncaro. All right, come on, dog. Justice's dad said, Cat looked like a Chappelle skit post-game interview. Oh, yeah, with the square shades and the puffer jacket. Yeah, man, we're like 75 degrees outside. He's got the puffer jacket on. Crazy. Tatum has it up top. Shot clock winding down. A step back three over Wendell Carter Jr. Nothing but net for Tatum. Oof. Franz Wagner's going to push it the other way and try to get an easy one. Scoop lay with the left hand. Can't get it to go. Can't get the offensive putback. And a 5-point lead at halftime is what Boston is going to have to take. Nice fight. Nice fight from Orlando to keep it close and whatnot. AP said, could you imagine JB traded because the GM personally didn't like him? Yeah, the whole city would riot the same way Dallas has rioted against Nico Harrison. Nico Harrison has this next year coming up to prove that he didn't make the worst mistake in NBA history before he gets fired. Because with Anthony Davis, they should still be a play-in team. They should still hover around 6 to 8 is where they should hover around with a healthy Anthony Davis. It's an interesting team. Kyrie Irving's not going to be able to play next year. You got the ACL injuries, likely not to come back. Very unlikely he comes back at all next year. So it's going to be Anthony Davis and a bunch of role guys, but they got good role guys. So, but you're going to have to hope a kid like Max Christie takes a jump or something. One of your young guys. You know, you traded a young guy who looked like maybe he took a leap in Quentin Grimes. So they got a lot to make up for. Elite Wolf, what's up, Elite Wolf? Do you think Magic can pull an upset this series? I don't. They have a chance. Clearly, in every game, they've had chances to beat the Celtics in almost every game. So they're going to have a chance. But no, I don't. I don't think they end up winning this series. Boston's too good. Charlie B. Cruz, what's up, Charlie? 2 Chevy shows in one day. I'm in for this. Let's go, Magic. Absolutely, Charlie. Absolutely. I told you guys earlier, I'm going to try and watch as many playoff games live as I can. Issue is that the most interesting games in the first round here have been Western Conference games, and those are obviously the late games. But if we have an opportunity here to watch even if it's 2 games, to watch a game outside of the Knicks, I'm going to take it. Hold on, let me try this real quick. Does that sound any different? Does that sound any better, or is there like a weird noise coming from it? Let me know. Actually, maybe I could do this. Hold on. Let me check. There might be a weird noise from it, but let me know. There's this audio, and then there's also this channel. And they should sound different. Which one sounds better? Little robotic sounding? All right, I'm going to switch it back to this one for now. Little noise? Yeah, that's what I thought. It reads a little bit of noise, but I was like, what's going on there? But that's just some of the filters I have on it, so I'll mess with that after. Much better sound, just as dad. Mark said yes. A little robotic sounding. There's something going on with it, though. All right, let me put it back on then. If that sounds better. 2 sounds clearer but quiet. This one is 2. This one sounds better. This is softer. Does this one sound better, or does the previous one sound better? Susan said, did the Bucks win Game 3? They did not. Game 3 is tonight, Susan. Game 3 is tonight. No noise on this one. That sounds regular. The other one is louder. So this one is better. 2 is louder. The other one sound louder and clear. This is loud. That one is much better, clear, and loud. The one I'm using right now is better. I like 2 better, this one. This has noise when you speak, loud and clear. Mark saying it has noise. I think Justice's dad also said it has noise. This one sounds better. All right. It's got some filters on it that I haven't messed with in a while. For some reason, I was using the first channel when I should have been using the second channel the whole time. But this has the noise suppression on it. Better. Yes. The way I use it now sounds clearer to me. This is good. All right, cool. When you speak, we get a little feedback. What is that from? That might be from the noise suppression. That might be from the noise suppression. If I take the noise suppression off, how does that sound? Does that sound better? If I take the noise suppression off? No, I'm still reading feedback on it here. Number 1 is softer and clearer. Number 2 is louder and has noise. I see the noise that you're talking about, Mark. I see it on my audio feedback here. What Mark said. This is number 2. The previous one is number 1, right? All right, this right now is number 2. This right now is number 1. Just so we're clear, because I'm like, wait, which one's 1 and 2? This one is number 1. This one is number 2. Oh, wait, now there were 2. This one is number 2. Susan said this is the second game in Milwaukee. Am I wrong? I like the number 2. 1 is cleaner. This has some feedback. Okay. 2 is robotic. All right. I'm just going to mess with it after. 2 is more clear, said Kevin K. I think it just depends on what you're using. I guess what audio you're using. What are you listening? I prefer number 1, honestly. All right. I'm going to leave it with number 1 for now because I'd rather you guys not have the feedback and that noise that's very irritating. So I'd rather you not have that, and I'll mess with the filters that I have on it. So you don't have to deal with that, and then I'll mess with it after. So we don't need that. This is game 4. Oh, Milwaukee did win? I'm crazy, Susan. You're right. You're right. Susan is correct. This is game 4 from Milwaukee, Indiana. Oops. I wanted to look at the game box score. Everyone is a bit muffled, but no noise feedback. Mark is on point. All right, so here's the issue. Number 1 has almost no filters on it. It's got a gain, it's got an expander, it's got a equalizer that I did not mess with. I just threw the equalizer. It does have a limit on it. Maybe I should increase the limit. That's probably the biggest issue. Should be 7.5 on the limit. We'll leave it at that. And we should be good. Should be good. And again, I will mess with the audio after, but that's fine for now. Part of it is I was doing something else, and I was setting up my audio for a different recording that I was doing. And so I was messing around with different filters for a different audio setup. I was using a different microphone, and then I didn't realize that I was using the same setup for this one. So, all right. That's enough. That's enough audio talk for now. I'll adjust it on my own time. Yeah, I don't need to have to deal with that. I didn't realize the Bucks won this game. That's my bad. That's my bad, Susan. It's my bad. MBM said, "Don't mess with Susan Sheffy," respectfully. Clearly, I mean, she was right. You're right. When you're right, you're right. You're right. You're right. What Dame have? Gary Trent. Oh, this is the game that Gary Trent Jr. went crazy. Yeah. Now I remember. Now I remember. Gary Trent Jr. went crazy. 37 points. 9 for 12 from three. This is who I thought we were gonna have to play in Malik Beasley. I thought we were gonna have to go against the crazy Malik Beasley playoff game or playoff series where he was gonna like announce himself to the NBA as the best sixth man in the league. So as his dad said, watching people cry after a no call in a game where they constantly were praising the lack of whistles is hilarious. It's so funny. You're so right, Justice's dad, because all game long, I mean, we were watching it. I felt like we were taking crazy pills. I was like, my goodness, the refs just are gonna refuse to blow the whistles here. This is a crazily intense physical game, and they're just gonna refuse to call the whistle here. And then all of a sudden, when the Knicks also turned up their physicality and intensity, that's when Detroit Pistons fans were like, "Hey, whoa, hey, where are our calls? Where are the fouls?" All of a sudden, like, "Hey, man, welcome to the party." We were also wondering where the fouls were at certain points. Susan said Trent Jr. went off. Kuzma, Damian Lillard, and AJ Green. The Bucks are back. Besides the Knicks, the Bucks I follow earnestly. I love Giannis. This is pretty much the only player I love on this team. Um, Gary Trent Jr. is cool. He's cool. He's actually a guy I wish the Knicks will take a look at this offseason. Signed with the Bucks on a veteran minimum. And the Knicks get Gary Trent Jr. on a veteran minimum. Better than Landry Shamet, I'll tell you that. And then AJ Green, I also like. I like Ryan Rollins. Hey, look, Jericho Sims is back. 4 points, 8 boards off the bench. Shout out Jericho Sims. Um, yeah, Giannis is the only guy I really like. Lillard was 2 for 12 from the field, 7 points. Brooke Lopez had 0, played 15 minutes only. Bobby Portis was hooping. Shout out Bobby Portis. Kuzma had a grand total of 9 points, 3 boards, 2 assists. A lot better than his game where he had zeros across the board. That man is not good at basketball. Giannis has to make up for a whole lot. 37, 12, and 6. My goodness, Giannis. AP said the Bucks play at 9:30. They do. Game 4 is at 9:30. I thought it was Game 3. It is indeed Game 4. The series is 2-1. Charlie V. Cruz said the NBA should not let refs telling the public that they messed up after the game. Now Pistons fans are furious and saying the Knicks cheated to win. Welcome to the playoffs, man. Welcome to the playoffs. Happens every playoff run. Every single one of them. Susan said, I love Giannis. No doubt best in the NBA for the big man. Second best. Can't doubt Jokic. Can't doubt Jokic at all. Oh, wow. My mic was off the whole time because I was chewing. My bad. MBM said coaching also plays a part in these series. Bucks got the edge in that area, in my opinion. With Doc Rivers, MBM? I don't know about that one. I think I'd take Rick Carlisle over Doc Rivers. I'll take Tom Thibodeau over Doc Rivers. I'll take JB Bickerstaff over Doc Rivers. Nobody's given up more 3-1 comebacks in playoff history than Doc Rivers. Tell you that. I'll tell you that. This is what I want to do, though. Let's look at what is it? Knicks? Not Knicks. You know what? Let's watch Knicks highlights. Knicks Pistons highlights. This. Let that ad play. Let's do this. Let's do. What do I want to add? This guy? I do want to add this guy. No, not that guy. Not that guy. Well, I can add that guy. I just got to do that. There we go. Get that ad out of there. Let's do this. Let's come over here. Let's move this guy up here. Let's watch these highlights real quick, y'all. Let's watch these highlights real quick. Let me see it. Look at my man JB, locked in. Absolutely locked in. Dog Catcher, what's up, Dog Catcher? My mic's still on, right? Yeah. Everything's reading good. Let's check out these highlights. Just for good time's sake. All right, we don't have to show that it's Dave Pash and Tim Legler. I guess they wanted to show Isaiah Thomas. All right, here we go. Let's check out these highlights. The last time I did this, they got my stream up out of here, but I'm going to put it on the little small screen right above me. Right, that works out. Oh my goodness, these ads. What are you doing? We were literally just about to get into the highlights. YouTube, NBA. You need more money? I'm gonna have the stream of the game up on here, but let's watch these highlights real quick. Let's celebrate. NBM said we're at half. Store run. Yeah, we just got back from halftime. NBM. Let's start the third quarter. Look at Anunoby down the lane. Where was my foul call? Can't knock me in the air like that. What's going on? Who hit the second? Corey Joseph hit a three? Hell yeah. I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna call both. Look at Kate Cunningham bring the ball down though. Oh my goodness, almost died on camera. Look at Josh Hart hitting a three though. My man Josh Hart. Yes, sir. I still feel like this might be too big. The NBA does not like me showing you guys this. I'm gonna move it over here and shrink it just a bit. Look at Tobias Harris, weak self, missing that mid-range shot. Terrible, ugly, disgusting. I didn't realize how early. I guess that was like 5 minutes and a half to go. Look at Brunson, beautiful moves, off the bounce, hesitation move, kick it out. Josh Hart line me up yet again. Oh, you love to see it. I'm gonna keep you guys updated on the other side. It's 55-51. Oncaro gets caught in the air, gets it out the window. Carter, a little mid-range jumper in the paint, gets it to go. There you go, Wendell. It's back to a one-point game. On the other end, Paul Reed with a two-handed slam. All right. Charlie said Anunoby is more productive offensively in the first half. Well, he's using a ton of energy to go at Cade Cunningham defensively. Look at the double big lineup with Josh Hart, baby. Deuce McBride lined me up for his. Oh no, he missed it. Never mind. But still fighting on the glass, baby. And they saved it over to Brunson. Over to Towns. He's going to line me up out of the corner. Thank you, Big Cat. Avery said Isaiah Thomas rooting for the Pistons. I mean, he should. He's a Piston at heart, and it's not like he did anything positive for the Knicks. Back to what I was saying, Charlie. He's chasing Cade Cunningham all through the game. He's guarding him 48 minutes. Tom Thibodeau has pretty much matched his minutes with Cade's, so he doesn't really get a rest on either end when we're expecting him to go at Detroit and score offensively and also lock up one of the best upcoming stars in the NBA, in Cade Cunningham, who's, a load to handle. He's huge, matches up size, strength, and physically with OG Anunoby, so that's a tough matchup. And then also asking him to go at him offensively is a big ask. A big ask. Bridges out, gets blocked by Cade. Brunson able to save it. We end up with a layup on this end, don't we? Oh, I guess we ended up with nothing. Nice block from OG Anunoby, by the way. Look, he was locking up defensively. AB said viewership is down. The NBA needs all the fans they can get. Now they're in the playoffs, man. Playoffs have had record-breaking viewership. Highest rated playoff first round or opening week for the playoffs over the past 22 years, I think is the stat I saw. Highest ratings over the past 22 years. Corey Joseph took a dive, tried to draw a foul. Come up short. Corey Joseph with the rebound. 57-53. Magic staying in there, man. Magic are staying in there. Look at OG to the basket, baby. Look at OG to the basket. I love it. I absolutely adore it. AB said Tibbs looks old there. Tibbs is old, man. He's 67. He's 67 years old. He's damn near 70. He's pushing 70. This is a crazy thing to say about an NBA coach that has never won a championship. Like, at least Greg Popovich can hold up all his rings. Like, I got all these rings, man. Go ahead, try and fire me. Tom Thibodeau, what has he got to show for it? And I love Tibbs. I really do. I really do. But when it's time, it's time, man. You got to take Old Yeller back behind the shed. When it's time, it's time. Avey said Isaiah Thomas is so great the Pistons never give him a job because they're very smart. They're very smart. No need to give Isaiah Thomas a job, man. By the way, Wendell Carter Jr. knocked Derek White to the floor. Tatum got very upset and started pushing and shoving. Where's my technical foul on Jason Tatum? But get your hands off the official. AP said my dad is 66. Far from old? Well, 66 isn't old, AP. But 67 is old. 66 may not be old, but 67 is. Look at the Pistons going on their big third quarter run. Go ahead, shimmy it up, Malik Beasley. Shimmy it up. What's your record on shimmies? Look at the Knicks battle back. Big three from Towns, by the way, to cut that lead. Look at him go. Look at him battle. Look at him. Beasley's going to fire another three. Is he going to hit that one? He does hit that one. The refs are looking for a possible flagrant foul, and Wendell Carter Jr. just looks like a regular body check. Come on, man. You can't. This is what drives me crazy. We just watched, and we're watching the highlights now of this game. Crazy physical Knicks game. And the fouls in that series, they're reviewing this little body check from Wendell Carter Jr. and Derek White. Come on, man. Come on. Regular common foul. All right, I'm glad they didn't give him the flagrant. But they looked at it. All right. Avey said, when I was a kid, 55 was old. 55 kind of old. Kind of old. It's getting there. It's pushing old. I don't know if it's entirely old yet, but it's pushing old. The older you get, the more it feels like old isn't that old anymore, right? Because when you're a kid, 30 is old. And then when you're a teenager, 40 is old. And then when you're in your 20s, 50 is old. And then by the time you get to your 30s and 40s and 50s, nothing really seems old anymore. Everyone's just kind of there. Age just becomes a number, you know? Look at this, though, man. Knicks down 11, 8 minutes to go. Watch us hoop. Josh Hart along the baseline. Bridges. Oh, my goodness. This is when Mikal Bridges went crazy. Oh, that first one. Crazy three. Crazy three from Mikal. Shout out Mikal Bridges. Another one, back-to-back. Like I said, back-to-back. Both of them over the outstretched hands of Jalen Duren. Line me up, Mikal. And just like that, it's back to two. Look at Brunson locking up defensively. Look at Mikal Bridges chasing him. Hardaway lines up a three. And this is the lucky bounce one. Come on, man. You can't be getting all these lucky bounces. Brunson on the right wing, attacking. This is when Jalen Brunson put the Superman cape on. You gotta love it. Gotta love it. Wagner draws the foul. He's gonna go to the foul line. 2 free throws. They say foul on the floor though, so no free throws for him. Look at JB with a sidestep three. When was the last time we saw Jalen Brunson shoot a sidestep three? Crazy. Cunningham's going to answer here. A little step back baseline midi over Bridges. Well contest, but just a good shot from a great player. Brunson's going to look to answer. Oh, he's going to hit that cross-court pass to Towns. Line me up from three. Ooh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Maybe said people just live longer now? Yes, they do. Yeah, they do. Duren has it, kicks it out. Hardaway, another three, splashes it. It's all right. We're going to be all right, man. We got Captain Clutch on our side. We got Karl Anthony Towns, who might be Sergeant Clutch. We got the captain and we got the sergeant. Brunson's going to drive it down. Should have drew a foul there. Look, man, in that series, in this Boston series that we're watching right now, that's a foul. It's a foul 10 times out of 10. Towns, look at the beautiful, oh my goodness, the Kobe shimmy along the baseline fader. That's Kobe's spot on the court right there. And then look at this one, crazy. Step back, deep, 30-footer, bang, nothing but net. So you know it's pure. You know it's pure. You know that's a pure shot right there. It's not like Tim Hardaway Jr. getting a lucky bounce out of the front of the rim with a three. And look at Josh Hart digging down defensively. Oh my God, I'm getting hyped again. Look at my man. Look at OG lock up. Keep him out on the perimeter. Settle for that mid-range jumper. Off, weak. You're not Captain Clutch. You don't got that gene in you. Look at Tobias Harris hustling. By the way, and there's the foul on Josh Hart. But by the way, this right here, when Tobias Harris touches this ball right here, where is he? He's out of bounds. Now, I don't think he's touching the ball here, but on the previous spot, he's stepping out of bounds there. He's stepping out of bounds here. You can't see it from the other angle. I saw it. And then he touches the ball. Out of bounds, touching the ball. So if we really want to call fair's fair, that Josh Hart foul never happens because they call Tobias Harris out of bounds. So I don't want to hear no more talking. No more. No more from these losers. These Detroit losers. We're done. We're done. Knicks pick up the victory. 3-1. Everything works out the way it should. The basketball gods don't lie. They don't lie. It's now 62-58, by the way. Franz Wagner has it up top. We're going to lock back into this game. We're going to lock back into it. 7 minutes to go. Porzingis is at the scores table. Getting ready to check back in. Dog catcher said I didn't hear no whistle. Foul, what foul? That's what I'm saying, dog catcher. This is what I'm saying. Play basketball. If Cade Cunningham hits that first shot, we're not even talking about the next one. Make your baskets, and then we won't have to worry about no officials trying to bail you out. Hoop. Make the basket. Just like Towns did. Just like Brunson did. All fourth quarter. We hooped. Charlie said, good eye, Chevy didn't notice that Harris touching the ball with his foot touching the line. I didn't notice it. I saw it online. Somebody else pointed it out. But we will see in the last 2-minute report where we're going to be vindicated that there were multiple missed calls against the Pistons that went against the Pistons that the refs did not call. Right? But if we look at this, Let's blow it up as long and as big as we can get it. My man is touching the ball, and his foot is out of bounds. It is touching the baseline. It is touching the baseline. It is touching the baseline. Let's do it one more time. It's touching the baseline. And he's touching the ball. So we're calling everything fair is fair. If everything is fair, we are not even worried about Tim Hardaway Jr. or Josh Hart fouling Tim Hardaway Jr. We're not worried about it. There's got to be an easier way to shrink this than doing this. There's got to be an easier way. There we go. There we go. Now we're back. Now we're back. There's got to be an easier way. MBM said, we moved on already? It says 3-1 up on the scoreboard, right? It says 3-1 up on the scoreboard. Back to Madison Square Garden. We're going to end it in 5. We're going to end it in 5. AB said, if Karl Anthony Towns made a shot like that, closing out a series, he would forever be a long-term favorite. I mean, he damn near closed it out. Gave the Knicks a commanding 3-1 lead, where 95% of the time, the team that wins game 4 to go up 3-1 wins the series. So he damn near closed it out. Damn near. It's not even the fall-away jumper, which is incredible. It's the step-back 30-foot three-point shot from your 7-foot center. That's crazy. That's crazy. How do you defend that? Like, salute Kristaps Porzingis, who's a fantastic pick-and-pop shooter. He not hitting the step-back fall-away 3 in traffic, by the way. Well contested. He gonna hit the 35, 40-footer he did against the Knicks. He gonna hit the 40-footer against the Knicks. But that's with nobody guarding him. He's gonna chuck it up there. You know what I mean? He's not hitting no step-back, off-the-bounce dribble with the shot clock winding down, watch me get this shot up type 3. He's not doing it. He's not doing it. AB said, this has to make it into here if Detroit does not trade with us. We never get Jalen Brunson, so just give them credit for that. True. That was, by the way, that was Troy Weaver, the previous GM, who they have since fired and moved on from, because the Knicks were absolutely taking advantage of the Detroit Pistons. They were taking advantage of them. Right? They were just absolutely, hey man, we need to make a trade. Who do we go to? We go to the worst GM in the league, the worst run franchise in the league right now. Go to Troy Weaver in Detroit, and we're just going to take advantage of him. You know? Anytime we need to make a trade, we go do that. You get it in the Wagner, shot clock winding down, all the way to the basket. Can play with the left hand, blows it. Rushed it. Comes Tatum pushing the other way. 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. Horford has it down low, puts up the floater, can't get it to go, and here come the Magic pushing the other way. It's a 4-point game. Corey Joseph throws it over to Franz Wagner. That hitch, but he knocks down the 3 anyway. I don't know what happened to his jump shot, but he's got that hitch going. Brown, a foul line pull-up jumper. Hit the front of the rim, but got a nice friendly bounce. MBM said, taking advantage of, strong words, opportunity. As Tatum gets a layup at the basket in transition. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Right? What is luck? When preparation meets opportunity. You prepare for situations in which the opportunity arises, and then you can take advantage of those situations. Wagner pump fakes, and Horford goes for it. Shove it over to Wendell Carter. If he gets fouled, he's going to go to the foul line for 2 free throws. AB said Patrick Ewing was a great jump shooting center. For his time, yes. Obviously, it was a different time where they weren't really allowing bigs to shoot perimeter shots like that, the way they are now, the way Towns is shooting them. Pat Ewing would never be allowed to take a shot like that, nor would he ever be out on the perimeter like that. But, yeah, I mean, if he played in a different era, they would definitely be like, hey, take more jump shots, Big Pat. But he played in an era where that wasn't something they prioritized. That's not something you really wanted your centers doing anyway. You wanted your centers close around the basket. But yeah, for his time, for sure. For sure. He clearly had the touch. He had a nice soft touch. I'm losing my voice. Absolutely losing it right now. Moncaro split the pair of free throws. Come on. Or was that Wendell Carter Jr.? Excuse me. Wendell Carter Jr. split the pair of free throws. Come on, brother. You did hit your shots. Tatum has it down low. Step back, fall away jumper over Wendell Carter. He's looking for a foul call, saying he didn't have space to land. Magic with the rebound. Here comes Moncaro, bringing it down against Porzingis. Step back, foul line pull-up jumper, splashes it. Back to a 2-point game, one-possession game. They're staying point for point. They're staying with them. Shot for shot. Derek White, a pull-up three. He splashes it. And Corey Joseph putting his hand up saying, that's my bad. I got to play up tighter. Got to get out there, brother. You're playing against the Celtics. Moncaro putting his head down, gets it over to Wendell Carter for a nice dunk. Beautiful manipulation from Paolo there. What is Paolo up to? What is the box score of this game looking like right now? Porzingis, step back three over Wendell Carter. Breaks it off the back of the rim, can't get it to go. Good chase down from KCP. Corey Joseph has it, goes under the baseline, pulls it back out, hands it off to Paolo. Paolo's going to look to attack Tatum, spins to his left, to the basket. Finger roll layup over Horford, gets it to go. Beautiful move. Beautiful move. MBM said, T is my suggestion, Captain. Oh, for sure, MBM, for sure. For sure. After the Knicks game, I went up, had some dinner, had some chicken, laid down for a little bit, charged my phone, and then came down for this game. Right, took 30 minutes to set up for the game, for this Orlando game. Had to set up the thumbnail and everything. Had to create the specialty scoreboard for this because I don't have a Celtics Magic scoreboard readied up. So I had to create the scoreboard for this. Had to create the thumbnail for it. So spent like 30 minutes doing that. Then I ate. Then I laid down for a little bit. Made sure my phone was charged for the game. And then next thing you know, it's like 6 o'clock. So I laid down for like 30 minutes. So I should have made tea then. But I'm definitely going to make tea after this and then have some in the morning again. Jaylen Brown draws a foul. He's going to go to the foul line with 2 free throws. It's 69-68. Like I said, point for point, basket for basket. MBM, the Magic ain't going anywhere, clearly. Making it tough on Boston. Boston looks a little hampered. They look slow. Jaylen Brown does not look very explosive right now. Lionel Mona said, what if we had a center like Ewing playing with Cat? It'd be dominant, man. It'd be dominant. I mean, you're saying, what if we had a superstar playing alongside our 2 superstars? You know, like, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. Imagine another guy who can give you 25 and 15 with 5 blocks. Like, insane rim protector, insane offensive talent. Knicks would be the best team in the NBA by far. They would. They just would. They just would be. You just took Patrick Ewing and added him to this Knicks team. You take a Hall of Fame level player, one of the 50 greatest players of all time, and slot him in this Knicks team? Like, come on, man. That's crazy. Moncaro bringing it down. Coming to his right off a Wendell Carter Jr. screen. Pulling it back out. Dancing with it. Gets stripped by Brown, but it's going to go out of bounds, so it's going to remain with the Magic. 3:30 to go. Instead of that happened, Patrick would be the center and Cat would be the fourth. And that would be in dream mode. I mean, it would be, literally, they would be the best team in the NBA overnight. Obviously. Adding a Hall of Famer to it. Moncaro dancing with it against Jaylen Brown, a mid-range pull-up jumper, a terrible shot from Paolo. Like, one step inside from 3, just pull it from 3, dog. Pull it from 3. You had the space. Jaylen Brown trying to bully ball his way to the basket. They knock it out of his hands, over to Pritchard, now over to Porzingis, who's going to spot up for the catch-and-shoot 3, and of course he's going to knock it down. He loves them catch-and-shoot 3s. Anthony Black bringing it down. And when Orlando goes to the bench, that's when things get rocky. Powell to the basket, draws the foul on Porzingis. He's going to go to the foul line, 2 free throws. Under 3 to go, 6-point lead for Boston. When we come back from this timeout, Boncaro will be at the foul line for 2 free throws. AP said if the NBA had no salary cap, the Knicks would have multiple championships. Oh yeah, well them, the Lakers, it would essentially be baseball. It would be the Yankees and the Dodgers. They would just pay whatever they wanted to pay. They already, the beautiful thing about the Knicks and about James Dolan that I don't think he gets enough credit for, not to wax poetic about James Dolan, is obviously enough to complain about with him, but the thing that I always thought, even during his bad years, that he doesn't get enough credit for, the man will spend the money in the areas where he needs to spend the money. Like, he'll spend the money for great coaches. He'll spend the money. Now, he may not always make the right decision in terms of who to spend the money on, right? We've hired some bad coaches in the past, but he'll spend the money to bring in great coaches. He'll spend even more money to bring in great assistant coaches. He did that with Tom Thibodeau first came over. Spent the money for Johnny Bryant, spent the money for Kenny Payne, spent the money for Mike Woodson, spent the money. There was another assistant coach who left. Can't remember him, but spent the money on a ton of assistant coaches. Brought in Mo Cheeks, he'll spend money on great assistant coaches. He'll also spend money on extra stuff like strength and conditioning coaches, the medical staff, right? If you guys have read the articles about how the Knicks were able to poach away the best, widely regarded as the best medical team in the NBA from Dallas, pulled them away, and then you see what kind of a mess Dallas had this year with all the injuries they accrued. In comparison to the Knicks, who had a fairly healthy season after a tumultuous injury-filled season last year. Like, that was clearly an area that they saw that they can improve that doesn't have a salary cap, that doesn't have a limit on how much you can pay guys. And they just were like, okay, well, who's the best guy in the NBA? Oh, them dudes in Dallas? Here's all the money in the world. Come work for us. They were like, no, we're good in Dallas. They were like, here's more money. They were like, okay, fine. Sure, I'll go live in New York for that amount of money. So. MDM said might have to pull up to the Garden area on Tuesday, hit a bar or two for the closeout win. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. I mean, they've had the block parties there, right? They kept panning over to them during the broadcast. They kept showing. I think it was 33rd, right in front of the Garden. I think it was right in front of the Garden where they had the block party. They had the whole block sectioned off, and that's where people were gathering to watch the game. So it was already a good time. Already a good time, if not super crowded. AP said bad general managers is why we were always bad. Yeah. And that's an issue on the team owner and James Dolan for hiring the wrong people, hiring the wrong general managers. But, and again, it's not like he's blameless. James Dolan has done definitely his fair share of bad moves and irrational moves and emotional moves and all of the things that equated to the 20 years of misery that the Knicks had from literally the end of that 90s run in the early 2000s all the way to 2019 when they finally hired Leon Rose and brought in Tom Thibodeau. So, Paolo Banchero misses a free throw. Y'all can't be missing free throws, man. Jose NYC, what's up, Jose? What do you think of Chris Paul as a backup next season? Almost anybody would be better than Campaign, so sure. Chris Paul's a winner. I like Chris Paul. He's definitely old. But every team he's on is better than they were the year before. So, leader, dog. With the Knicks' new medical staff, I mean, Chris Paul played 82 games this year. I think for the first time in like 15 years for him and forever, he played all 82 games. So, and him in a backup role versus having to start in San Antonio. San Antonio clearly now going to put the trust in Stephon Castle. So, I don't know. I'm sure he's happy out there in San Antonio, but come over to the Knicks, brother. Come over to the Knicks. We got a spot for you. Depends. Tyler Kolek ready to step up? Is he not ready? What do the Knicks have plans for their offseason in terms of their moves? Carroll kicks it out. Gary Harris a three. In and out. Can't get it to stay. But Jonathan Isaac, a nice offensive rebound. They swing it out. Caleb Houston a three. Can't get that one to go. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. And then they call a foul on Jonathan Isaac as Brown lost his balance. Don't love that call. MBM said, Paul, 38 years old, pass. Better than Campaign. More consistent than Campaign. So, guy you could actually play in a playoff game. I know he's old. That dude can still hoop, man. Still hoop. Charlie B. Cruz said, at least put this series in a Game 7, Magic. That's what I'm hoping for, Charlie. At least 6 games. At least 6. I would love 7, obviously, but give me 6 games. Win it tonight, Orlando. It's a 6-point game. You've been in striking distance all night long. Matter of fact, I'm slacking on my scoreboard duties. 2 minutes to go, 75-69. Jose NYC said he won't have the 3-game, but his generalship is unmatched. Oh, he won't have, like, the 3-point shooting game? Chris Paul one? I mean, Chris Paul's become a much better 3-point shooter. As his career has obviously gone on. Most guards do. Once you start getting him. He reminds me of what it would be like when they brought in Chris Paul. I mean, bringing in Chris Paul would remind me of when they brought in Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd was, 40 years old, but he was still really great for the Knicks. If you have him in a supporting role, it could definitely work out. And the Knicks definitely need another ball handler. As Caleb Houston misses another 3. They definitely need another ball handler outside of Jalen Brunson. Because sometimes it gets rough, man. And again, 40-year-old ball handler is definitely not the way, but better than Campaign. And I liked Campaign for the most part, but he's so inconsistent, it's rough. AP said the MSG network, Jeffy Jr., the MSG network. I would love it. I would definitely do an alternate cast for MSG. The free version on the Gotham Sports app, right? They could put the game in a little tiny screen in the upper corner, and I would be the full screen. And like it's the free way to watch the game. And if you wanted to pay and just watch the game with the MSG regular broadcast, you'd have to pay for that. But you get me for free. I'll go work for MSG and do that. Tatum got fouled and went to the foul line, knocked down 2 free throws. They kick it out to Anthony Black. Along the baseline, puts up a tough floater, and he got it to go down. It is 71-78. Brown has it, forced to kick it out to Tatum. Shot clock down to 10, under a minute to go here. Never restarted the timer. We're under a minute to go here in the third quarter. It's a 7-point game. Tatum driving it down, step back, catches, pump fake, leans in, trying to draw the foul. Hits the back of the rim. Orlando comes flying in for the rebound. That was Gary Harris. Here comes Franz Wagner bringing it down now. Wagner has it up top. Payne Pritchard switches on to Wagner. He's coming to his left off the screen. Bending off the Payne Pritchard in the lane. Puts up the righty hook, and Franz Wagner gets it to go down. There you go, Franz. There you go, brother. Back to a 5-point game. Inching in. End this quarter strong, Orlando. End this quarter strong. Jaylen Brown runs right into the defender. Where's my offensive foul call? Brown ran right into him. Or just a no call. How was that a foul call? Imagine a player doing that in the Knicks-Pistons series. Jaylen Brown just ran right into Gary Harris and just flipped the ball at the rim. They called the foul on Harris. Imagine a player doing that in Pistons-Knicks. Everybody would point and laugh. Like, look at you. Foul baiter, grifter. We have 32 seconds to go, and Brown's at the foul line for 2 free throws. Missed the first one. Love to see it. AP said Jason Kidd was great for the Knicks until playoff time came. Couldn't hit a shot anymore. 3-year deal with us, but had to retire after one. Play Jason Kidd, choose not to rob the Knicks. Yeah, I mean, they definitely relied on him a ton. And you're right, once they got to the playoffs, the moment you knew it was over was when he missed a wide open layup in transition. That's when you were like, oh no, it's gone. Gone for Jason Kidd. He missed a layup. Like, that's Hall of Famer. one of the greatest point guards of all time, Jason Kidd, smoking a layup in transition in the playoffs. It was over. It was absolutely over. So, Caleb Houston a three, breaking it up all night. They call a foul and Payne Pritchard. Anthony Black hustling to that loose ball, man. 15 seconds to go, 6-point game. But the thing that Chris Paul has that Jason Kidd never had was that little mid-range game. He doesn't have to go all the way to the basket. He doesn't have to. And also a floater game that J. Kidd never really mastered. He had it a little bit, but he never mastered it. The way Chris Paul has and the way Chris Paul has mastered his mid-range game. Doesn't have to go all the way to the basket. Doesn't have to beat up his body. And you have him coming off the bench for 15 minutes a night. Perfect role. Perfect role. Jose said in your bracket, who do you have winning it all? The Knicks. That's who I'm rooting for. That's who I hope. If you want me to be an unbiased, realistic fan, Anthony Black knocked down his 2 free throws, by the way. Tatum, a mid-range jumper at the buzzer. Can't get it to go. We're going into the fourth quarter in a 4-point game, 79-75. If I had to be unbiased, Jose, OKC. OKC's winning it all. From what I've seen, how Boston and OKC have matched up in the 2 games they played in the regular season. Now, the playoffs are different than the regular season, but from what I've seen from those 2 teams, I'd have to lean. And the way Boston looks, they look a little beat up. They look a little unhealthy. I'd have to go OKC, give them the edge there for their first championship. AP said you never went to a Knicks game, AP? What? Dog, what? You got to get in there, big dog. At least one time. Go to a preseason game or something. It's still lit. It's not as lit as a regular season or a playoff game, obviously, but it's still fun. Definitely, I've been to my fair share of preseason games. Nice and cheap. They're nice and cheap, man. I mean, not that cheap, because it's still the Knicks. They're cheap. Cheaper. D. Grant, what's up, D. Grant? Knicks need to shake up the assistant coaches and get some quality coaches. This is what Rose needs to tell Tibbs. Yeah, I'd like some higher quality assistants. I mean, the Knicks got some good assistants. Mo Cheeks is a veteran assistant coach. Rick Brunson is a veteran assistant coach. They got Darren Erman, who some people have voted him one of the better assistant coaches in the NBA. So, I'm not going to act like super familiar with them. Dice Yoshimoto coaches the Knicks Summer League team, and he always does a good job with them. I'm sure he's a good assistant coach. So, they got some good assistants. It's just not the very notable ones that we knew before. It's not Kenny Payne. It's not Johnny Bryant. It's not Mike Woodson. It's not those guys, AP said, unlike Joel Embiid, Jason Kidd chose not to rob us. He also definitely wanted to get into coaching as soon as possible. And he felt like that opportunity arose with the Brooklyn job. He definitely was like, oh, I can still make a ton of money, still sign a millions of dollar contract by signing to be the head coach of the Nets. So. AP said, I hate to say it, I think Hartenstein is getting his ring. Man, I'd be so upset. I'd be absolutely horrified if that were to happen, man. Absolutely hate Hartenstein, which is why I'm rooting against OKC. As long as he's on the team, I'm rooting against Hartenstein. As long as he is in the NBA, Hartenstein will have a hater in me. I will be rooting for his downfall, the entirety of his career. Mark said, come on, Orlando, extend this series. I'm hoping for it, Mark. I'm hoping for it. AP said, now, even though they get on my nerves with dumb stuff a lot, I think the Knicks will make a finals appearance in the coming years. Yeah, they got some stuff to clean up, obviously. Obviously, we know them very, very clearly. We are very familiar with the Knicks' struggles. But I got faith in their ability to overcome some of their shortcomings. They'll be able to start building around what feels like a stable core. It never felt like a stable core with Randall because we always had this feeling in the back of our minds like, is Randall really the guy they're going to fully commit to? Doesn't feel like it. And ultimately, he wasn't. And Towns is now a guy they fully commit to. Anunoby's a guy they fully committed to. Obviously, we know Brunson's there. The only questions remain are the bench and, with some of the role guys to fill out the rest of the roster. And, how far is Tom Thibodeau going to be able to get this roster to go? He's clearly a damn good coach, but we've also always felt like, is he the guy to get us over the top? So those are the two questions we have left to answer. Hopefully Tom Thibodeau can prove us all wrong and lead this team to a finals run if they obviously choose to stay with him. But that's another question for another day. Derek White launches a three and he gets it to go down. Not great. Not great. Ooh, 3 points to the wrong side, excuse me. 82-77. Shot Collar said, do you think OKC will lose a Western Conference playoff game? Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. Memphis sucks. Memphis is a bad team. They've been a bad team all season long. Franz Wagner kicks it out. Anthony Black, a straightaway three off the back rim, can't get it to go. AP said now, even though they get on my nerve. Oh, I just read that. My bad, AP. Tatum knocks down. Was that a three? No, a step back midi for Tatum. 84-77. Charlie B. Cruz said, I wish Rando and Devo will face iHeart and OKC in the West Finals. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. We could root for our guys against Hartenstein, the Benedict Arnold, who blew up that team. The reason why DiVincenzo and Randall are in Minnesota right now is because Hartenstein is a Benedict Arnold. Franz Wagner launches a three with the shot clock winding down. Had to chuck it up there. Derek White bringing it down the other way, 84-77. Let me do this. There we go. Porzingis has it in the foul line, being guarded by Gary Harris. Backing him down. Gary Harris poking it loose. Porzingis stepping through. Going to put it up. Can't get it to go. Porzingis is upset. Looking at the ref for a foul call. Come on, dog. It's the playoffs. Can't expect these regular season calls. D. Grant said, I heard a rumor that OKC next year is going to move Hartenstein in a trade to get KD. I very much doubt it. As Franz Wagner to the basket, gets the layup to go. But we've seen crazier things happen, D. Grant. We've seen crazier things happen. So I'm not going to completely discount it. Derek White's going to chuck up another three. Can't get it to go. 5-point game. Come on, Orlando. Wagner crosses over to his left, spins to his right in the lane, kicks it out. Pass fake, driving it down. Foul line pull-up jumper for Houston. In and out, can't get it to stay. Out of bounds off of the Celtics. It's going to remain with Orlando. AP said maybe 2 or 3 more years from now, I think we get to the finals. Whether we're good enough for a championship, that remains to be seen. Well, if you can get to the finals, AP, anything could happen from there. You just got to win 4 games. So anything, if you think they can get to the finals, you think they can win a championship. Getting to the finals is the difficult part, right? Obviously, winning the last series is also very difficult, but making it out of the gauntlet of your conference is always the most difficult part. If you can get to the finals, anything could happen. AP said, I'm waiting for my girls in Barclays Center to start playing so we can defend that title. It's going to be a fun year. You finally get Paige Beckers back. She's going to the NBA. You got year 2 of Caitlin Clark. You got the reigning champion, New York Liberty, going at it. It's going to be a very fun year as Franz Wagner to the basket, draws a foul. Yes, sir. 3 points the old-fashioned way. I love it. It's going to be a very fun year of the W. Very fun year of the W. Jose said, who would you take as a backup in free agency pool, Malcolm Brogdon or Tyus Jones? Tyus Jones. Brogdon's too unreliable. I've heard way too many weird things about him in the locker room where people just kind of don't like him. And it's not even like don't like. It's just like he gives off a weird vibe. A little bit of a me guy. He's a good player, but also very injury prone, Malcolm Brogdon. Definitely Tyus Jones. Definitely Tyus Jones. Wagner knocks down his and one free throw. Thank you, Mo. Thank you, Franz. Back to a 2-point game. AB said, tough call when you make more money and now you're on the best team in basketball. With Harnstein? I don't care. Benedict Arnold? He could have made more money off the court in New York. You literally would have been etched in basketball history as the starting center of a championship caliber New York Knicks team. Like, legit, the first feeling or the first championship contending team that the Knicks would have fielded in 25 years. You would have been the starting center of that team, and you gave that up to go be a backup in Oklahoma? Like, come on, man. Miss me with that. Because you wanted $15 more million that you could have just made off the court in New York. Like, miss me with all of that. He didn't want to be in New York anymore. You know, that whole stuff, it was so difficult to leave. It was like family in New York. They took care of me. All that stuff. Fake. He just didn't want to be hated, doesn't want to be booed. Fake. He don't mean any of that. Did not give a damn. Did not want to be in New York. Wanted to take the money and run. Get him out of here. Tatum fouls. Gets fouled by Anthony Black, and Tatum's hurting. Flexing the wrist. Anthony Black gave him a hard slap down. Tatum missed the game with the right wrist. He was flexing it there. He's going to get up. Seems fine. I hate Harnstein so much, man. As a basketball player, I'm sure he's a dude. He's a cool dude. David said, in order to take the next steps, we need a legit scoring two-guard. One that can create and take pressure off of Brunson and Cat. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be a two-guard. It can literally be a creator at any point. Even a guy off the bench. You know? Even a guy off the bench would be nice. A creator off the bench. You can play like maybe a legit sixth man who can create his own shot. Tatum knocks down his free throw. You know, Deuce McBride has been great as a nice role player, but he's not ready for the sixth man role, and he may never be. His ball handling just isn't there. His shot creating just isn't not there. You know. Mark said 5 on Porzingis. Oof, that's rough for Boston. Tatum also flexing the wrist now, although he did knock down 2 free throws, so maybe it's fine. Franz and Paolo are in. We're under 8 minutes to go. So Paolo has it up top, driving to his left, through the contact, lefty layup, gets it to go. Trading baskets now. AB said, the reason I believe is because I think Jalen Brunson is that good. Dude, what we're watching Jalen Brunson do in these fourth quarters is absolutely ridiculous. Tatum knocks down a 3. I guess the wrist is fine. For Tatum. He really is that good, AP. It's crazy. An undersized 6-foot guard, that good in the clutch against a physical, tough team in which he didn't get any calls in that quarter. I mean, in that game, in Game 4. Look, he was flopping his butt off in Game 2. I'll give Pistons fans that for being upset. Because it was crazy. It was crazy flopping from Brunson in Game 2. But outside of that, he hasn't done any crazy flopping. Nothing out of the ordinary that other star players don't do, you know? AB said, the Liberty, do you realize that it's the first professional basketball championship I've been that I have seen in my life? Yeah, man, pretty much all of us. Very few people were alive for the 7th and actually were able to watch the 73 championship team. You know? Very few people. Daniel Tilson, what's up, Daniel? Daniel said, if you leave my Knicks, I boo them. It's a great rule. Daniel. I agree with you. Orlando knocks down another layup. I didn't see who it was. My bad. 89-76, though. Under 7 to go. Brown, a mid-range pull-up jumper, comes up short. Long rebound. Franz able to pick it up. Jose said Karis LeVert. Said Carl LeVert, but Karis LeVert, free agent. I mean, anything would be, as Orlando turns it over. Come on, Paolo. Anything would be better than what we got right now. So, you know, Landry, Sham, it feels damn unplayable right now. McBride not giving us a whole lot on the offensive end at all. Tatum a step back, corner 3, can't get it to go. But Horford able to battle for the offensive rebound. To kick it out to Derek White. He's got a lane to the basket all the way. Scoop play with the right hand, got it to go. And a timeout for Orlando. Now down by 5. 91-86. 6:21 to go. Karis LeVert would be a great sixth man for the Knicks. They literally need any help. Any help would be great help. AP said, part of me still wishes Porzingis was a Knick. I hate watching him win championships with Boston. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. He was a young, dumb kid who made, young, dumb decisions. But, the Knicks organization wasn't a well-run organization at the time, so you can't entirely blame him. That was the Porzingis era. That was the Phil Jackson era, which was just an absolute unmitigated disaster. So, can't blame him entirely. I loved Porzingis when he was a Knick. I absolutely hated him when he was at Dallas. Part of it was obviously because he forced a trade out of New York to Dallas, so obviously I was rooting against him. But I didn't like watching him play either. I thought he was ugly. I thought it was disgusting in Dallas. He was terrible in Dallas. Did not work out there at all. He got fun again when he got traded to Washington, and then got really fun on the Celtics, which hurts. Hurts that he's wearing green now. Mark said, yeah, I don't subscribe to once a Knick, always a Knick. It applies to most players, but there are some players it very obviously does not apply to. Does not apply to Isaiah Hartenstein. Does not apply to Porzingis. Does not apply to those two guys, right? It applies to RJ. It applies to Quickly. It's not like they wanted to leave. They wanted to remain Knicks, but for the benefit of the team, it was the right move to trade them. Maybe said, anyone think Trae Young is watching the Knicks? Trae Young is at home, scratching his butt, playing Fortnite or something. That's what he's doing. AB said, Spencer Dinwiddie on the Knicks, never. He's a Knick hater. Yeah, keep Spencer Dinwiddie away from my team. I'm good on him. Very much so. Very much so. Charlie B. Cruz said, how about Dinwiddie or Aaron Holiday for the Knicks next season? Aaron Holiday's nice. He's barely a rotation player. With Houston this year, only really played when they were dealing with injuries and guys were out. Wasn't able to crack the rotation. Now, they're a deep, versatile team that prioritizes size and athleticism. And he doesn't really have either of those. He's got athleticism for his size, but not like high-level NBA athleticism. So, it doesn't really fit in Houston, but he's like a campaign-level player. You're not relying on Aaron Holiday to be very good unless he can come to the Knicks and have a career year. It's possible, but between those two guys, I think I'd rather have Chris Paul. I'm not going to lie. Shaq Collins said, after the season, what do the Knicks need to add to the team? Some depth. Literally any good bench player they can find, add them to the team. Yeah, that's literally any good reserve player that they can convince to come to the Knicks for the minimum. You have to do that. You're hoping that Dottier takes a leap. You're hoping that McCullough takes a leap. You're hoping that Ariel Hukporti takes a leap. You're hoping that Tyler Kolek takes a leap. All four of those guys at various points during the season show that they have the possibility, as Horford slaps Corey Joseph shot into third row. My goodness, Al Horford, the ageless wonder, Al Horford. You're hoping anybody can come in and help contribute. And you're probably mostly looking at your rookies, like I just talked about. All four of them show that they could be guys. They could be guys. Hukporti showed maybe the most of any of the four rookies. Then McCullough, then Dottier, then Tyler Kolek. You're hoping that at least one of those guys, and maybe two of them, take a leap to be legit rotation pieces going into next season. Tatum, a step back three, comes up well short, long rebound, out of bounds. Horford goes crashing into the bench as he can't get to the loose ball. 5:35 to go. We're past the halfway point. It's a 5-point game, y'all. Orlando's going to have to steal this one. AB said, too bad Charles Oakley doesn't have a home. He needs to be humbled up and apologize. Yeah, that Oakley is, look, man, as a player, we love him. But as a dude, he's just a giant jerk. I would use harsher language if I wasn't live right now. But, geez Louise, man, relax. I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's not that guy. I'll tell you that. If you said Knicks need a bench player to develop the youth, yeah, develop the youth, man. Develop the youth. There's a reason why they took four bench players. I mean, four rookies in the draft. For a team that traditionally never liked to take more than two, there's a reason why they took four in the last draft. They knew, as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope knocks down a big three, yes, sir. Yes, sir, KCP. They knew that they needed, after the trades that they made, or the trades that we're working on making, they didn't make the Towns trade yet, but they knew, okay, this Towns deal is in the works. We're going to pull the trigger on this at some point in this offseason. We're going to be lacking depth. So we need to draft young players to one of two things. Either hopefully, as Horford misses a three, hopefully one of the young players pops and becomes a legit good rotation piece for us, or they're good enough where we can use them in a trade to acquire the depth that we need. So, Corey Joseph and Franz Wagner passing up good open looks. Jab step, inside. Franz Wagner, one-legged fall-away jumper out of the mid-range. Can't get it to go. But Wendell Carter Jr. right there for the offensive rebound and putback. And it's a tied ball game at 91, y'all. Tied ball game at 91 and a timeout for the Celtics with 4:15 to go. Come on, Orlando. Come on, Orlando. AB said, because they don't have a lot of money to work with, Chefs, what the money looking like for next year? Can you bring it up? I can bring it up. I know they're not going to have a lot. They're still going to be in the first apron. I'll tell you that. So, Knicks, what's it called? I don't know. Financial papers. What's it called again? I'm going to look up Knicks finance. Here you go. Their financial summary. Let's look at this. Make that a little bit bigger so we can see it. Actually see it. Now let's do this. So tell me the whole team thing. 24-25 dead money, 24-25 active roster. Cap totals. Space, negative 48 million. That's how much space they have. Second apron, they have $53,000 to work with, but going into next year, this is this year. What about going into next year? Propose a trade? No. What about 25-26? What do their financials look for 25-26? Here we go. 25-26. Towns will be making 53. Anunoby will be making 39. Brunson 34. Bridges 24. Josh Hart 19. Mitch Robinson 12. Well, 13. 12.9. McBride 4. PJ Tucker 3. But he is red. What does red mean? It's a club option. So he has a team option. Huck Porty has a team option. They'll exercise the Huck Porty team option. And then rookies. Dadier, Kolek. I think McCullers on a two-way. But they'll re-sign him if it has to be a two-way. How much space will they have? Space. Minus 77 million as of right now. Let's see. Minus 3 million. They'll have 8 million to the second apron. So they'll have 8 million to use before they get to the second apron. A little under 8 million because you don't want to get to the second apron. But they'll have about 8 million in the offseason to sign a player. That's how much they'll have. Pretty much nothing. Oh, you can't see it because I'm in the way. Pretty much nothing. They'll have about, where is it? 8 million right here. That's how much space they'll have before they get to the second apron. Right? So, not a lot. Not a lot. They'll have a projected 8 million right now. Mark said OG's got to go off in game 5 for sure. For sure. You need somebody to go off. Somebody. It's kind of been a different player almost every game. I mean, outside of Jalen Brunson and Towns, because those are the two guys who have to play well, right? They're your two guys. And you don't have a lot of guys because you have a very thin roster, but you know, one game it's Anunoby, one game it's Bridges. Tonight, it was a multitude of guys. It was Josh Hart, it was Bridges in certain situations. And it was Towns and Brunson closing it out. They throw the lob to Porzingis, misses the layup, but he gets his own putback to go. And they call the foul on Boncaro, late foul call. Ooh, 2 points on the wrong side. Porzingis got the dunk on his own missed layup. D. Grant said, you cannot overlook the Cavs. I think they'll take Boston to a Game 7. Boston got to get through us first, though, D. Grant. MPN said the same thing. Boston's got to get through us first. Can't count Boston in there. Well, they still got to go through the Knicks. And also, Cleveland's got to go through Indiana. Indiana's no slouch of a team. They're playing very well. Porzingis knocks down his and one free throw. Under 4 to go. More than enough time. Come on, Orlando. MEM said Cavs had an easy go. Bucks will give them a run. We'll see, man. We'll see if Milwaukee can tie it up 2-2. I doubt it, though. Doubt it. Get it to Boncaro, being guarded by Derek White. Hesitates, puts up the fall-away mid-range jumper. A terrible shot, can't get it to go. Jaylen Brown with the rebound. He's bringing it down the other way. Brown up top, spins to his left, off the defense in the lane. Draws the foul. He's going to the foul line, 2 free throws. Could have been a travel, though. Could have been a travel, too. AB said, is that 8 million with or without the mid-level? I think that is with the mid-level. I think they have only 8 million to offer total. Because anything over that puts you in the second apron, and you don't want to be in the second apron. So they could offer the full mid-level, but it would put them in the second apron, and you don't want to be there. Right? You don't want to be there unless you are very confident that it makes you a legit 100% championship contending team. Unless you're signing like a legit sixth man to the mid-level exception, which you unlikely are, you don't want to use the entirety of the mid-level because it would put you in the second apron. I can look it up, though. Don't take my word for it. I'm not a full cap guy. Tatum got fouled and knocked down both of his free throws, so it's now 96-91 and back to a 5-point game with 3:21 to go. The Knicks possess both the do they possess both? Or did they use them already? That's just AI. Look at the Sports Illustrated article. Breaking down the Knicks salary cap situation amid the trade season. So this article was written before the trade deadline. I'm pretty sure the way it works, AP, is that even including the mid-level exception, it still counts towards your total cap. And you could use it and go into the second apron. You could use your entire mid-level exception, but it would put you in the second apron, and the Knicks don't want to be there yet. At some point, you'll have to get into the second apron. AP said Boston Celtics in the second apron. They always find ways to add players. Yeah, you can go into the second apron. It's just scary to be there because of the ramifications of being there for 2 years. If you're in there for 1 year, you'll face some sanctions. You'll face some blowback by the league, whatever the rules are. Hold on. Let's look up the rules exactly. I'm not speaking out of my butt right now. NBA second apron. Technical on Al Horford. 3-point for the 3-point for the Magic. It triggers additional penalties for teams that exceed the second apron. These penalties are significantly restrict teams. Key aspects. Teams are penalized for spending over the second apron threshold. Restrictions: teams lose access to certain cap exceptions. Cannot trade multiple players in the same deal. Cannot include cash in trades, and cannot use trade exceptions from previous years. All right, hold on. I'll go back to that. Banchero's dribbling it down. After they knock down their free throw, they kick it out. Carter pump fakes, driving it in on Porzingis, puts up the little jumper in the paint, can't get it to go. 3 minutes to go. Draft pick penalties. Teams that remain over the second apron for multiple years may have their first round draft picks frozen or moved to the end of the first round in future years. Okay, so the restriction is that as Tatum knocks down another mid-range jumper, putting it to a 6-point lead, 2:40 to go. The restriction is that it makes trading players way more difficult and restricted. And if you're in there for 2 years or more, it makes it almost it moves your draft pick to the end of the first round, or they could just take it away entirely. One of the two. Tatum fires a three, gets fouled by Banchero, and that feels like that could be a little bit of a nail in the coffin. Tatum gets fouled on a 3-point attempt by Banchero. It's already a 6-point deficit for Orlando. AB said, whoever agreed to the apron rule should be fired. Can't keep your players. It was the players. The players' union agreed to this during the collective bargaining negotiations. They agreed to these apron rules. The players who were the presidents and vice president of the players' union was C.J. McCollum was the president, and Grant Williams was the vice president. Those two guys were leading the players' union in unison with a traditional like lawyer. But they agreed to it, and they convinced other NBA players to agree to it. So it's their fault. Their fault. AB said, with Tibbs as coach, draft picks are useless anyway. I mean, when you're a good team, draft picks are fairly useless, right? Part of the reason why they were comfortable making the Bridges deal, one, was because of the contract situation. They knew with these apron rules, we need somebody who's really good, who is going to be on a good value contract. They identified Mikal Bridges as that guy, and obviously they overpaid for him, but they think it's more valuable to have a guy on a controlled contract for less money with these apron rules rather than have first-round draft picks that are essentially going to be sitting there forever. And they identified Mikal Bridges as a guy to take him to the next step. So that was something that's been under-discussed about why they make the Bridges move. It is going to free them up financially to do a lot more interesting things as their team building continues to go. They knew they were going to have Towns on a bunch of money. They knew they were going to have Anunoby on a bunch of money. And you have Brunson, who already agreed to take a huge pay cut. There are rumors about how Bridges is going to agree to take a pay cut. You have Josh Hart on a nice value deal, making around $20 million for a good role player like him, who hopefully next year is in the running for Sixth Man of the Year. Hopefully. You have McBride on a value deal. Robinson's making only $12 million next year, 12 and a half, something like that, 13. Orlando used their challenge here. Good use of the challenge, but it's an unsuccessful challenge. It's going to send Tatum to the foul line for 3 free throws. AB said, yes, Mikal Bridges has improved the team for sure. 1 game. It's an improvement, though. It's an improvement with a lack of depth on the team. And, lack of a training camp with him and Towns, just literally 1 day before training camp. They're going to be better going into next year. Just being able to consolidate everything and know exactly how they want to use them. Hopefully that's the plan. But Tatum knocks down his first free throw. He's got 2 more coming. Doesn't look good for Orlando right now. 2:19 to go exactly. AB said, I think someone's getting traded this offseason. I don't know who yet. I don't think someone is. I don't think they trade anybody this offseason, AP. I think they're very comfortable with the team they assembled. And I think the next big move you see this team make is with the head coach. I think they made all their big player moves, big player trades this offseason. The front office has done their job. Now it's up to everybody else to do their job. It's up to the coach's butt off and get them to a championship, get them on a championship run. And it's up to the players to perform up to the level that the front office believes that they can perform to and get them to a championship run. It's up to those 2 teams, up to those 2 parties, the coaches and the players combined. Because the front office has done their job. Not perfectly. They obviously still need to assemble some good role players and fill out the bench, but Tatum has it up top being guarded by Franz. Banchero did knock down a nice attack at the basket. And then Tatum misses a wide open layup. Banchero spins to the basket, a lot of contact, no foul call, gets blocked. It looked like by Horford. Tatum did knock down all 3 of his free throws, by the way. Pressuring Derek White in the backcourt. And they call an 8-second violation. AB said this team can't come back as is. It has no bench. Which is why you have an offseason to figure that out. You have an offseason and a trade deadline to figure that out. And a draft. They could also do some things in the draft. And you never know. Maybe McCullough or Dottier comes out, and, those guys are 6'7", 6'8", respectively. Maybe 6'6" for McCullough. Dottier is a legit 6'7", 6'8"-ish. Maybe one of those guys comes out next year, and it's like, oh, this guy's a rotation player. This guy's good. You never know. You never know. And Banchero almost turns it over. Magic somehow able to get it back. Almost turn it over again, and then out of bounds off of the Magic. Come on, Paolo. Come on, dog. Maybe said Adam Silver is the worst commissioner in Spurs. He is no David Stern. Hasn't been great. But I will say, these playoffs have been spectacular. Like even this game right here. This is a 2-7 matchup. Orlando versus Boston. Boston, the best team in the league. Them and OKC, the best team in the East. Reigning champions going up against the 7th seed in Orlando that snuck in through the play-in and still dealing with injuries, but dealt with extensive injuries during the regular season. And they're putting up a fight against Boston, making it an entertaining series. Horford out of the right corner for a 3. Wide right, Pritchard an offensive rebound, saves it out to Brown. Brown's going to wind down the time. It looks like this one's going to be over. Tatum gets fouled by KCP out on the perimeter. And then KCP pushes him. And a double tech. He's just going to say, chill it out. Double tech. AB said, as Susan pointed out, he was flirting with the idea of 10-minute quarters. Yeah, I don't think that would ever pass. 10-minute quarters means less TV time, which means less commercial time, which means less money. So it'll never happen. I think the idea more so is trying to speed up the game. And I think, as people have pointed out, make it an emphasis to, if you say the game starts at 7:30, then don't start the game at 7:45. Start the game at 7:30. Then you can hit your times much better, right? Maybe have one less TV timeout. They'll never agree to that. They'll also never agree to less regular season games. Even though it might make the product better, it would generate less money for the NBA. Tatum knocked down both free throws, and then Paolo gets a nice layup. So it's still a, a 7-point deficit. Richard bringing it down. Gets fouled. 30, or timeout from Boston. This one's over. Thanks for hanging out with me, y'all. It was fun. It was fun. Orlando's feisty. They made it difficult. 3-1. Going back to Boston. Probably over in 5. Orlando gave it their best chance. Gave it their best punch. But likely over. 33 seconds to go. 7-point lead for Boston, and they have the ball. So, Amy said the playoffs are good because the Knicks are involved. If our team was not in here, no one in New York would care. Yeah, I mean, look, man, after doing these games, I've definitely seen my fair share of Knicks fans, but not basketball fans. And that's a weird thing to me. Like, I'm a basketball fan. I'm going to care about these games. But I've definitely been introduced to people who are Knicks fans, but not necessarily basketball fans, which is a crazy thing to me, but it is what it is. Yeah, I think we're going to wrap it up there. Boston's very clearly going to pull this one out, especially with an Orlando team that does not have shooters, right? So a 3-point barrage of a comeback is almost impossible, highly unlikely for this Orlando team, so that's pretty much where it's going to be. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me. We will be back on Tuesday, unless there's a game tomorrow. Hold on, let's look that up. We'll be back on Tuesday when the Knicks take on the Pistons, and they're going to take care of business in 5 games when they take them on at the Garden, so that'll be fun. The games tomorrow. Who's playing tomorrow? Nuggets, Clippers? No. Rockets, Warriors are the late game. Cavs, Heat are the early game. No one cares about Cavs, Heat. Terrible series. That's going to be a sweep. And then Rockets, Warriors. Golden State's leading at 2-1. Maybe the Rockets can make it interesting, but the fact that they won it without Jimmy Butler the last game makes me very nervous for the Rockets' ability to extend that series any longer, right? But I appreciate y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me. AB said, once my team is out, I stopped watching altogether. I mean, there are levels of fandom, right? Levels of fandom. I watch NBA basketball nightly. I watch almost every team. I've seen games of almost every team outside of the Knicks playing them. I just love basketball. I absolutely adore basketball, so that's just me. 25-26. New York will beat Boston in 6. Quote me on it. But I appreciate you. AP, MBM, 25-26. Mark, Robin, Sharon McLean, Susan. I say Mark already? Mark, appreciate y'all. And everybody else who's hanging out with us tonight. For 2 games. We did 2 games, man. We did 2 games in a row. Not in a row. We did 2 games today, which is a lot. I'm tired. My voice hurts. It's 9:40 now here on the East Coast. Let's check out the final score of this game. Yeah, they're going to foul. It's 105-98. And they foul Horford with 11 seconds to go, and that's going to be it. So I appreciate y'all. Charlie B. Cruz. Thank you, Charlie. At least the Magic gave the Celtics starters a hard time. Let's just hope they're at least exhausted once they face the Knicks. I mean, the Knicks have had a tougher series against the Pistons, so hopefully both teams are tired and exhausted going into that series against each other, and it's just a good, even fight. And let the best team win. Don't get embarrassed. Don't lose in 4. Don't lose in 5. And don't get blown out. That's the goal. That's the goal. Unfortunately, that's my goal. Right? Beat them. Fight to win. But on the other side, don't get embarrassed. Because Boston can embarrass you. Shot Collins said, when will we be back, Sheffy? We will be back on Tuesday. Those Monday games, those games tomorrow, don't look good at all. Miami, Cleveland is the first game. We don't care. And then the late game is Houston, Golden State. Jimmy Butler might be back for that game. That series might be over as well. Hopefully Houston can make it interesting. But that's a late game anyway, and it's not worth staying up for. So I'll see y'all on Tuesday when the Knicks take on Detroit in the closeout game in Game 5. Don't forget, look at the sign, tap the sign, Knicks in 5, time and time again. We'll continue to repeat it. So definitely for the last time here today, Remember to brush your teeth. Remember to get a good night's sleep and stay hydrated, y'all. And until Tuesday, 7:30 start time here in the East Coast, 7:30 EST time, against the Pistons, Game 5 in the Garden, baby. In the Garden. Close it out. Until then, I'm going to see y'all. I'm out. Bye.